ladies, gentlemen, friends, foes, lurkers, regulars, GMO people, organic people.
Boiler room, inbound. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening and welcome to the Boiler Room. Tonight we're looking at a world where power no longer wears a crown. It wears a hoodie. It owns a data center. It sits on a defense board and it manages an investment portfolio. Whoa. Woo. Across the West, governments tell citizens that everything is democratic, it's transparent, and it's accountable. Right? Remember Doge? Man, we just throw Doge in there and I'll fix that all up real quick. Oh, yep. All accounted for. Yet more and more decisions appear to be made by unelected institutions, multilateral corporations, intelligence networks, technology firms, and financial interests operating way beyond public scrutiny. Way beyond public scrutiny. Remember last time we were here, we talked about the vote that it approved all the stuff in Utah for that mega bazillion data center, right? Three people voted on that. So we've got citizens arguing online. We're all arguing online about it, right? You go to X, well, boom, here's the sound of a data center. And oh, here's this fight in this town. Here's this fight in this town. This town over here, they were able to stave them off. But near this town over here, you're getting 8 of them. So citizens argue online, sometimes in the streets. But while they're arguing, this infrastructure is not so quietly being built around them. And this isn't like it just started happening yesterday or last month or the first time you heard me or someone in, one of my colleagues say something about a data center. No, this has started long ago. But for the purpose of this talk, I would really point to 2020 as a big inflection point of this infrastructure being quietly built around us while we argue about things online. And what else did we have to do in 2020 but argue about things online? Don't make me talk about why that is. We all know why. So, what am I referring to? Oh, those 5G towers that went up everywhere. Well, you probably, and certainly me, were not essential workers. You know who was? Well, some people. And some people were out there putting up 5G towers. Some people were working on Starlink projects. Guess those are essential projects. So we've got this grid of communications encircling the entire planet. And now encircling our streets, encircling everywhere. Panopticon is the word. So this infrastructure just pops up all around us while we're arguing about all this other stuff. The only people arguing about that in the way that it should be argued are people that are sheepdogging the population from technocrats. All right. And that number of people has grown. So shouts out to everybody who can at least take the issues up to the umbrella issue, which is one of a rising new empire, digital feudalism for you and me. So AI systems generating information, surveillance networks, tracking movement, autonomous weapons, selecting targets, and data centers consuming enough resources to power entire regions. And unlike the surveillance systems of the past, mind you, these new tools don't just watch suspected criminals. They collect, aggregate, and analyze the activities of entire populations by default, 24/7, always running. New technologies like ELSAG's SignalTrace operating alongside networks such as FLOCK. These should be raising some serious questions about where public safety ends and where mass surveillance begins. Because as you're going to hear tonight, and as many of you probably already know if you've been paying attention this week, every vehicle, every journey, every association, every routine can become another data point feeding this ever expanding panopticon intelligence ecosystem. The old social contract, do you remember that? The olden days, the old social contract presumed that citizens were innocent until proven guilty. In fact, I believe that is built into our legal system. Or should be, was. But the emerging model appears to treat everyone as a potential subject for continuous monitoring. And at the same time, artificial intelligence is beginning to shape what we read, what we believe, and increasingly how institutions make decisions. Think about that for a second, how scary that is. We've got autonomous drones entering battlefields. Data centers are strategic assets of national importance. The surveillance infrastructure, holy crap, it is expanding under the banners of convenience, efficiency, and security, right? So the old feudal lords, they controlled land. Okay, and look what that brought the people that lived on the land. The new feudal lords, hear me now, control data, algorithms, capital, access. And I think they already got all the land, so that was a done deal. And what's going on in the background with us plebs, right? Us sandwich eaters. Well, we continue to have a erosion of trust. We are dismissed by politicians, whether we protest or what. In mass, citizens like you and I are rejecting official narratives. Leaders are booed in arenas and stadiums before they go in to shit their pants and fall asleep. Wars appear imminent 1 week, and then it was impossible the next. Right? But the machinery of control, surveillance, and centralization never seems to stop moving forward. So tonight we're going to examine whether we're witnessing the birth of a new empire, not one built on territory, but on information, dependency, behavioral prediction, and digital controls. I'm Brian McLean, also known as Hesher, here at Alternate Current Radio. Visit our website, alternatecurrentradio.com, for all things Boiler Room, all things Sunday Wire, all things Roundabout Ruckus. Ruckus is going to be joining us in a moment here. So yeah, thanks for joining us. Sorry we weren't able to be with you last week. Had some extenuating circumstances, and but we are glad to see you here today. I see our friends in the chats pouring in. Good to see you out there in the live chats on YouTube, on Rumble, and X. Are you there? Can you hear me on X? I feel like I'm drowning on X. I'm like the drowning man. All you see is just my hand. Help, help. Anyone see me on X? All right. Well, put me on the back of a milk carton, put me on X. Hesher. Has anyone seen Hesher on X? All right. Boiler Room commence. Let's bring Adam Clark into the conversation here. Ruckus, what's up, man? Welcome back to the Boiler Room. How you doing?
Boiler Room. Ruckus. I'm here. Yeah, that's right. we're doing the thing, aren't we? Wow.
Yeah.
I can hardly believe my eyes. Isn't that the way things are these days, right? Oh boy, there's a lot going on, Hesher. So
Yeah, and we got 2 weeks of stuff to mash up here just because of our failure to launch last Friday. I think
if you like, I can give everybody the TLDR, right?
Yes,
So
totally.
much winning. There you
Oh
go.
yeah.
Everybody, we're winning. We're winning so much. There you go. End of story, right? The end. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, there's a lot to unpack. But thank you very much for having me. We may be joined by one or two more, hopefully. If not, you and I can certainly chew the fat for a while. We do that frequently, don't we?
Oh yes. Oh yes. On and off camera. We do have some invites out there pending, so you never know. We may get some combat landings tonight. But I think I want to just leapfrog straight into what inspired an aspect of my intro there tonight, and that would be this this company ELSAG. I'm going to call them ELSAG. ELSAG. So they so this is for the people that we've talked to about flock cameras before. This is a surveillance story. Do we have a surveillance story for you. And after we've been talking about all these flock cameras, dude, I'm just always looking at cameras everywhere I go, everywhere I drive, everywhere I park. I know almost all the cameras in town that I am on frequently, inside of establishments, outside of establishments, and on roads. And we also know that we have these flock contracts in many cities throughout the United States. That's right. For our audio listeners, we've got Big Brother is always watching you, established 1984 on the screen there with my goodness, what happened to Mr. Clark? Okay, he's back. So anyway, back to the Panopticon here. Let me just read you this real quick here. A lot of people on X talking about this today. If you thought flock cameras were concerning, meet what comes next. A company called Leonardo has developed a system called ELSAG SignalTrace. It broke into public awareness just days ago and is already being marketed to law enforcement agencies across the company. It makes flock safety look modest by comparison. So, are you new to this? So, would you like to know more? Would you like to know what SignalTrace does? Sure. It's posted by Black Betty on X. It clips sensors directly onto existing license plate reader cameras. So a sensor clipped onto something that is already there, something I was already noticing. Just a little clip on, little clippy clip, little beret.
This already sounds like a Saturday morning cartoon. What, like a Spidey tracer that he throws on the car? Okay.
Right? Yep. So it goes on the license plate reader cameras. And any of the poles, all the same stuff, all the same hardware already installed in your community. No new infrastructure required. A software and sensor upgrade is all it takes. And every time you drive past one of these upgraded cameras, the sensor sweeps up the unique electronic identifiers of every device in your vehicle. Your cell phone, your smartwatch, your wireless headphones, your fitness tracker, your laptop, your tablet, your car's own infotainment system. Your tire pressure sensors, your vehicle's electric Bluetooth hotspot, and your pet's microchip. So anything emitting a signal gets basically captured by one of these. Every one of these devices emits a signal. SignalTrace captures those signals, timestamps them, ties them to your license plate, and stores them in a searchable database for future investigative use. The result is what Leonardo calls an electronic fingerprint, a unique profile built not from your face or your name, but from the constellation of devices you carry with you every day. Let's just pause right there and think about that, because guess what? It gets worse.
No.
Yeah. Would they?
Holy Minority Report, Batman.
Right? I mean, what happens? Oh, I have so many questions. But I mean,
And that's
this,
why they need to do this, Hesher.
right?
Because you have
Because
questions.
people like me have questions. This is so unsurprising, so expected, but still just like it just makes you recoil. So they announced the patent on this, we think back in like May of 24, describing it as an electronic detection system for identifying people of interest through electronic device signatures. That's some word soup, globalese, legalese right there. It's the first commercial product built on that foundation. The patents came first, the marketing came after, the sales calls are happening now. And it is okay. Here's some. I'll answer some question that someone has in their mind right now because I follow some of you motorcycle guys and car guys that take your license plates off and go race cops and to run from cops and shit like that. Guess what? Your days of fun are numbered. Well, they're probably going, nah, dude, I got Faraday bags. I'm good. So it's explicitly designed to track vehicles even when the license plate cannot be read. So if your plate's obscured, dirty, misread, it doesn't matter. The system identifies your vehicle by the fingerprint of the digital devices inside it. The plate reader becomes optional, but the surveillance does not.
Neat.
Right?
Shout out to Media Bear in the chat room. He says it puts the sensor on the camera, I imagine, or else it gets the hose again.
Yep. So here's another question somebody may be asking right now. Who is Leonardo and why does their background matter? Well, Leonardo US Cyber and Security Solutions is not a Silicon Valley startup. It is the American subsidiary of Leonardo SPA, one of the largest aerospace, defense, and security conglomerates in the world.
Where is it based?
What do you think? New York, LA? No, not America. Italy, Rome, Italy.
Well, that's interesting.
What is even happening right now?
Well, all roads lead to Rome, Hesher.
Yeah, apparently. Recent public market estimates place Leonardo SPA's market capitalization at approximately just under $30 billion, $32 billion US, which is 4 times the value of Flock Safety.
No, okay. So wait a minute. What's its value? If it's Italian, what's the Italian currency? We need to make sure it's not like a 33 in the Italian currency value, right?
Okay, I got you. I got the exact numbers here. So in euros, it's 29.76 billion.
Okay.
Numerology, and in US, approximately 32 billion.
Someone pop that into your gematria calculators.
We just need a couple inversions and divisions, and you'll find your number. I'm certain.
Leonardo, by the way, obviously Italian, and a reference probably to Da Vinci. Just wanted to point that out.
Oh, this is interesting. Leonardo's U.S. operations trace back to a joint venture with Remington Arms in 2004. That did not go well for Remington.
I was going to say, how are they doing lately?
It did not work out well. Let's see here. Maybe they'll break this down for us. Remington Arms in 2004 became a wholly owned subsidiary in 2008. That's when it started to go really bad, and they started putting out Remington 870s that were rusted out of the factory. And in 2024, rebranded from CellX to Leonardo Cyber and Security Solutions. So they went through and basically ruined Remington and just pivoted into this company, I guess, a data horror panopticon creature company.
Neat.
They are
I'm waiting for the that one tiny country in the Middle East to step into this story somehow.
Right? Let's see here. They do have U.S. manufacturing facilities in Greensboro, software engineering in New York.
What about their staff?
Yeah.
Are they
Well,
Italian? Or since it's in Italy, or dual
check this out.
citizens?
It says the U.S. arm holds contracts with U.S. Special Operations Command and the General Services Administration, which kind of could mean anything in the government, basically. So they
Regardless,
are,
this seems to be like quite a bit more of a military kind of outfit than, hey, we're just gonna, keep track of everybody's license plates in case somebody has a car accident or something, right?
or in case some serial killer goes into a dorm and slays 4 college students, like Brian Kohlberger's been sorry for the flip there. Kohlberger's been accused of, right? Like they that's like the Minority Report thing, right? It's like, oh, why is this car stalking all these, why is it doing circles around this, dorm house, this college house, stuff like that. Like that's always how they're going to try to sell you stuff like this. But
Well, you know what? Because sidetrack real quick, but semi-related. I used to be a fan of horror movies, and I used to be a big fan of the Scream movies, the series, right? And I gave up on them after, I think, Scream 3. Yeah, I think that was the last one I watched. It's been a long time, and I know they're up to like 7 now. And in my head, I'm like, well, how do they do these types of movies? Because everybody's walking around with cell phones. Right. I was like, a lot of the instances that take place in the slasher films from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, like, yeah, it's like, oh, the killer can get away with a lot of stuff because they don't have cell phones, but they continue making these movies. So I'm sure that those are somehow worked into the plot, how they get around that, and or if they're using that. But I think a lot of these stories, what you just demonstrated there is like, yeah, they obviously want people to be afraid. Well, yeah, I could just be minding my own business, going to Starbucks to get a cup of coffee, and I could get killed by a serial killer. So thank God for the flock cameras and Leonardo's sensor, right? Like it's so silly. I mean, it's the same thing. Like the buildup of they had to oh, don't forget, people, your packages on your front door aren't safe because porch pirates are going to come and snatch them. And we see nonstop videos of like the terrible porch pirate stuff, and then it's like, oh well, we're going to put a camera on our front door and just spy on everybody, the entire neighborhood. Yeah, you see what I mean? They, builds up for this kind of technological solution for problems that they may or may not create, but they certainly blow up in everybody's minds and make them fearful of it. Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Like Laura Loomer and her thing with terrorists, right?
Oh, jolly Laura Loomer. Oh my God, she has just been a screechy nightmare for the last week or so, or I don't know,
Forever.
Since she hit my screen, I guess. I feel like the screechy volume has gone up just a little bit here, though. Let's see here. Yeah, this whole thing with SignalTrace. This is a military company. Let's not kid ourselves here.
And then, companies such as Palantir, just as an example, I don't know why I use that one. Why not? Household name and everything, right? Stock ticker PLTR, whatever Trump did that day. So crazy manipulating the stock markets. But companies like Palantir, don't forget then what their job is to interpret the data that comes from these systems, correct?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, that's the thing. It's like they don't just collect all this. Not like the old days, or like your security system at home, where like you fill up a little hard drive and then it just dumps it because you didn't need it, right? Like this is an amount. This is an amount of big data, everything, everyone, everywhere data that could be used in ways that we have seen in science fiction movies, in dystopia movies, and in ways that we haven't even thought of yet, in ways that we know it's already being used against us, like just your pedestrian social media using gets you flooded with all kinds of advertisement that is arguably shadily, very shadily, maybe even illegally uh, siphoned from your life, from your data, from your personal conversations, and your personal time with your devices. Such a
Well,
thing exists.
since this is my personal data, call me selfish, but I kind of want to hold on to my own data.
Right?
You know what I
And if
mean?
it's valuable, you decide if you want to sell it to someone.
Well, this is now like we're selling your digital soul. Basically, this is pretty wild. But here's the problem, though. So if this digital data is all collected, then it needs to be stored somewhere, right? Maybe in some center
Giant
for the
data
data.
centers. Perhaps?
Oh, okay. There you go. Just obviously, yes, clearly. But here's the problem: is like once it's there, who has access to that data? Can I, since it's the data of me, can I call up that data and say, "Hey, can I check on that data, my permanent record, as it were, and make sure no bad guys, like I'm not saying the government would ever do this or any entities, but maybe some hacker could get inside the data center and maybe." Add something, a new piece of digital fingerprint to something, and then like maybe it's now we're talking minority. Can I be not blackmailed but framed? Could somebody frame me with imprinting fake digital footprint information? Is that a possibility, just technologically speaking?
I mean, you really
that makes me feel good.
Yeah. It's everything land when all the data is everywhere. Like who actually has access to it? What are you talking about? And it's like these things are on mobile units too. They're on they're fixed on poles, they're mounted on patrol vehicles, they have cellular connections, they have solar power. They just sit there and read plates and log data and grab everybody's digital IDs and pack it
Cops have
all
been
into
using
it.
this type of technology all the time. It's in their laptops. Even if they're sitting behind you in traffic, they're not supposed to do this. But if they pull you over, they're allowed to like zap. It sucks all the information off your cell phone. Most people don't realize this.
Yep.
I forget the name of the program, but it's out there.
It looks like we've got a combat landing here from Mr. Al Ways Right. That's with a W. How you doing there, Al?
I'm a very confident person.
All right.
You should run for president.
Yeah. I'll get in there and I'll try to make sense. That's all you need to do, right?
I think all you need to do is stay awake at this point.
Yeah, and be younger than 78. Whatever it is. I think they're pushing for 100 next time. Hey, have you guys went on officially yet?
Oh yeah, we're on. We're live right now, man.
Oh, okay.
You need a minute?
Yeah, some matters to attend to.
All right. I'll let you back in when you're ready.
He doesn't see the big red live button there in the top like you and I do, I guess.
Yeah, a little live drop in there. Oh, speaking of live drop ins, look, we've got Sam Chaney from Weaponized News joining us as well. Sam, welcome to the Boiler Room.
Hi, happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth, indeed. I'm so worn out from celebrating Juneteenth. I don't know if I'm going to make it through the show tonight. Juneteenth is that is a scorcher of a party day. I mean, all the people are out. Everybody's actually, no, it was pretty dead out today.
You guys are in Texas, right? That's where it originated, Juneteenth.
That's right.
Freeing the slaves, brother. We freed the slaves.
Juneteenth. Well,
I don't think that's true.
Tonight's episode is about digital feudalism. So we freed them, but now we are among them. We're all going to be slaves. So, what goes around comes around, I suppose. Happy Juneteenth, man. So, Sam, we are sitting here talking about this SignalTrace story, this ELSAG camera SignalTrace panopticon story that's circulating this week. And so far, no, sir. I don't think we like the sound of this story. Are you hip to this?
It's for our safety.
It is for our safety. You're right. We need it. It will stop serial killers from circling co-eds houses 5 and 6 times and then stabbing them to death in their sleep, right? Like, this is going to be the cure for that. And all you have to give up is, everything that is on your phone every time you turn a corner, and your daily habits, your daily routes. You just got to give all that up to these guys, so everybody can be safe. There's one right there. Look, there's one of those friendly safety devices right there.
What does that thing do?
So it as you drive by, so the ones that are in place all over the country right now are the FLOCK systems, and those ones are essentially license plate readers. They read license plates and grab other data and crap like that, and they dump it all in these big data centers and data systems, and probably read it with Palantir or some little app that local law enforcement uses to interact with the data. But this week, it's this other company called Leonardo has come forward, and they're starting to sell their product called SignalTrace, which basically just clips on to all those other sensors and cameras like the ones Ruckus is showing here. And then what it does is every time you pass one of these upgraded cameras, it sweeps up all the unique electronic identifiers of every device in your vehicle, from your pet's microchip to your smartwatch to your cell phone and your car infotainment system.
Hesher, I want a Model T Ford at this point, and no friggin' cell phone and no brain chip.
Yeah. Seriously, man. I mean, that's really...
Ooh, they have a covert version too, Hesher. This is great.
Oh, great.
Where is it? Hold on. This
Covert version.
Covert. That's right. That way you don't even know it's there. I like that.
Oh, there you go.
Sneaky bastards. Wow. Fun.
So, yeah, take a look at that device, folks, and you might see that. Because think about how many... I don't know about where everybody else lives, but in our county, like, all the cop cruisers are mid-size SUVs, basically, or mid-size. I'd say mid-size SUVs, and they got shit clipped onto them all around. There's so much shit clipped onto those things these days. I can't even.
I'm sure none of that electromagnetic radiation will hurt any of these peace officers.
Yeah, I worry about that, man. I used to work on satellites and stuff like that. I think I might have walked in front of one too many of those suckers. There we go. Team Leonardo. So we have members from all over the place. From France, we got people in America, we got people in Italy.
And that's not a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
Oh, man. Then we'd be talking. Then we'd be having a good time. That would be a good time. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were involved. Yeah.
That was my favorite one, Leonardo.
Yeah, Leonardo is pretty much the best. So the Italian government owns this, or at least a significant stake in this company, and they have... They work with U.S. Special Operations Command contracts. They are also the company that destroyed Remington firearms. And
what was that, through Sandy Hook lawsuits?
No, they actually they bought into the company, and they actually kind of did there are lawsuits involved in a way. It gets kind of into a weird side tangent, but the president of Mexico actually sued, or the president had Mexico sue Remington over certain violent acts or something like that, and our government did nothing to protect them. And now I'm starting to wonder if they maybe even had a hand in destroying that company, like buying them out, sacrificing them, basically putting them on the altar of sacrifice to international lawsuits against the Second Amendment. I mean, can you imagine another country suing the United States over a Second Amendment issue? It's ridiculous on its face. But that company got totally swallowed by this company.
Could you imagine another country investing $32 million to oust a congressman? Sorry, Sam.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, well, that's what happens when you run, covert drug wars.
And weapons, and do things like Fast and Furious gun running.
Part of the covert drug wars, yeah.
Right? That's why I say it's like a sacrifice. It's like, that's your sacrificial company, It's good for globalism to let another company sue an American firearms manufacturer. It's good by the Democrats. I believe this happened under Biden. They like that kind of stuff. and they just didn't care about Remington because I'm sure Leonardo got to, clean up over there in that hostile takeover and destruction of a company. So they have
what is their public reason for needing all of this data about everyone that passes by one of their devices?
They made a statement about it, and it was, let me see if I can find it if I scroll back up here.
Reason? They need a reason?
They did have one.
We used to have something called the Fourth Amendment in this country. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's an issue. That's a pesky issue for them. Here they describe it as an electronic detection system for identifying people of interest through electronic device signatures. That's all they've really said, as far as I can tell. I mean, I haven't gone and looked at their website thoroughly. I'm sure they've got a better white paper up there. This is a critical piece on it.
I was just there. It's not impressive.
Yeah. They love to target people of interest. And what about the threat fusion centers?
Yeah. We've already got all these things that do that. And there's still people circling co-eds houses and going in and stabbing 4 of them after, driving past their house 4 nights in a row. So all your fusion centers don't stop that.
Hey, the FBI did bust a ISIS-inspired terror attack based on the fact that an FBI informant set up these guys this week. So
I saw that.
That was out of California, right down the street from me, Porterville.
Yep.
Actually, and so they're keeping us safe by staging fake terror attacks through FBI informants.
By radicalizing retards using retarded informants. I know. It's
same routine as always, but
it's one of the oldest pages in their playbook, right? Like, have you seen the Newberg sting? It's exactly that, just perfectly documented. Same story, same freaking story. Yeah, great job, guys. So we clearly need to get those guys more data. They have so much data, apparently, that they're just busy off doing entrapment on mentally unwell lunatics.
They have more free time on their hands than we do, Hesher.
Like, what's the job description look like for those confidential informants? Would you like a well-paying gig entrapping like Neanderthal level IQ people to do stupid shit? Come on down. I'm serious. I'm not even being hyperbolic here. Go watch the Newberg sting. Go read about the story Sam just mentioned. We probably could come up with a list of at least a dozen of those that are the same way, to include some that people get in trouble for talking about sometimes.
No, you get the headline FBI foiled terror plot, and then you read 5-6 paragraphs down, and they're like all inspired by FBI informant.
Right.
Jeez.
I mean,
I'm curious, Hesher, that article that you were sourcing for that Leonardo story, where is that coming from?
That's off Black Betty's X account, and I believe the source it's got a list of sources. I'll put it on the screen actually, so everybody can see some of the sources used here.
Okay, so they were doing their thing on X and provided sources. How about that? I'm shocked.
That's commendable right there. Thank you, Black Betty. So they've got the Leonardo US ELSAG SignalTrace product page linked for you, the product sheet, the product procurement contracts, some articles about it. It's pretty well done. And then down here, I believe it's at least a screenshot of an article you can go to, or a Leonardo page at least.
Yeah, that's from their website.
Yeah. So decent sourcing.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like from Newsweek or Fox News, because then when you're reading an article from a place like that talking about these companies, then you realize, oh, it's a paid advertisement.
Right. Let's see here. They say this. They also say it has been. I don't understand why they're saying it's being advertised and sold right now, but it's already in use in all 50 states. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to go through some of the sources on that. I just wanted to get this out there, get you guys' take on it, because this.
To me, it seems like it's just one of hundreds of these different companies that are in existence. that most of us never even hear about. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And again, it's the big boys like the Palantirs that actually analyze the data, or the big data center companies that store the data. And then, of course, the individual departments, agencies, whoever they may be, that then utilize that data to do whatever it is that they're going to do.
Right.
I heard there's a bunch of precious metals in all these surveillance devices that in an economic depression may be valuable.
Yeah.
I've seen my fair share of those memes where people are like saying, hey, psst, crackheads, there's X amount of gold and copper in these FLOCK cameras. And then now I'm seeing another thing. You guys seen the one where people are putting up signs like, whatever you do, don't plant bamboo plants, trees near the data centers and stuff like that.
Yeah. I saw some dissidents out there, and they had one of those. Have you guys seen those really high powered lasers you can get that like you can't really point at very many things? Like I don't even know if they're legal or not, and if they are, they're like as to the peak power you can possibly get as without some kind of extra permission or a job that requires it. But some of them are pretty impressive. Like, you can burn a hole in a hot dog, or put your eye out or something like that. But I saw some people walking around with one of these lasers. They're big. They look like a lightsaber or something, and they're just hitting all the connectors on the wires with all the cameras. They do the lens and the connector. They'd bust the lens out, and then they'd like fry all the connections to the camera right at the base of the camera too, which probably destroys the circuit board inside the camera. But I mean, there's sort of a I think there's at least we're the public is supposed to be seeing this, I think, or I imagine people are actually doing this, but I think this will lead into that whole like, oh, what about the citizens versus the data center, the citizens versus the panopticon? We can't have these dissidents out here destroying public property that's out here to keep you safe. Now, can we?
So we're not going to see pallets of bricks showing up in certain places during protests. We're going to see piles of lasers.
Lasers.
Oh, they fell off the back of a truck. There's boxes of lasers. Everybody grab one.
Kurt Boss, we have become a machine. The world that is a clockwork orange. Yeah.
Speaking of lasers, how do I send you guys the link here?
Oh, there's we have a chat area.
I see it on the right, but I don't see you have access to it. I don't know.
Private chat. There we go.
Maybe if I go to comments, join chat. There we go. Here's a link to the latest Department of War lasers.
Ooh, neat. Death rays.
It's well, you guys are big 2A guys. I was like, I want this in the back of my pickup.
Yeah, I want to mount one.
Here's the latest from the Department of War lasers, and if you click through it, no, it says failed to send.
Oh, what's up?
Go to the tab that says people, and then there's studio chat, not
people.
comments.
There we go.
Yeah,
I don't know how to get in studio chat. Here we go. Here's the latest from the Department of War today, and if you click through, they show you these badass laser systems that I would like in the back of my pickup truck, honestly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's see here. Oh, let me get Mark. Mark, you ready? Give me a nod if you're ready. All right, thumbs up. We got Al Ways Right joining us here from Stop the Presses. Truth Hound, what's going on, man?
Not much. I've been listening to you guys. So I'm, more or less up to speed on what you're talking about. Interesting on the Second Amendment, but I think you were in the middle of something. So I don't want to just jump in on that comment on the Second Amendment, but it sounded like you were in the middle of something as I signed on.
We're going to check out a piece of military laser technology here. This is posted on X from Assistant Secretary of War Mike Dodd. Laser weapons are neutralizing drones, and this is just the beginning. The Archimedes directed energy system knocked out more than 25 of them as part of a review of 60 counter-drone platforms, putting the best tech in our war fighters' hands. Let's see what they got here. So if we click through, this is from the Defense Post. There is a image of said device. I don't know if my suspension on my Trans Am is going to hold that up or not yet. But is there video of it running?
Click through the link to the actual company. There you go. Those two blue links right there. You'll see it.
Okay, like over here.
No. Go back. The blue links right there.
Oh,
of
like
the
on
company
the
of the company's names.
Oh, up here on the top.
No. Down in the article.
Oh, okay, like a Aurelius
hyperlink.
system.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, let's try those both.
Click through those, and they'll show you what they're talking about here.
Okay, gotcha. So, again, Defense Post Aurelius system opening U.S. production line for high power fiber lasers. All right.
Clearly not space-based, huh?
No, not space-based.
No, they're like mounting the back of your pickup.
Yeah, look at that. Okay, now we're getting some background video on the Aurelius website. Oh, yeah, you can see them burning down drones right there. Little DJI Mavericks. Sorry, little DJI.
Now we're talking.
You're done. Oh, look at those guys protecting the skies. Protecting the skies, protecting the homeland, building the future of defense with autonomous directed energy built to stop drone threats at the speed of light for the cost of electricity. Wow.
Can civilians purchase this?
I'm going to just go ahead and say no, pleb. That one would fit on my car. I want one of those.
But yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Mount that in the back of your pickup truck and say, "Bring it on, technocracy."
Dude, exactly. Fuck your flock camera. Wow. You can even run it from a Jenny. That's nice. But does that mean they're going to be like on a Bearcat in a town near you? Where are they mounting all these things in my town?
I want a full body armor suit made out of something like that. That way, just in case, because some of those drones, you never know. I mean, you don't see them until it's too late.
Ooh, yeah. All right, Mark. What do you think, man? What do you think of the laser versus drones there? Oh, you're muted there, my friend.
It's interesting to think about directed energy weapons with regards to 9/11, this being the 25th year since that. Directed energy has actually been around quite a long time. But it's also interesting to see its most recent applications. I'd like to see a test of it myself in person rather than just read about it. It'd be neat to see a demonstration, but I guess we taxpayers are just kind of left out of the loop. They give us air shows where they do, the Blue Angels or whatnot, but we don't get to see the application of the weapons. Although when I went to Chicago in 2012, when they had the NATO summit there, they felt that the crowd was getting unruly. There was quite a large protest, and they brought out oral sound-based weapons to use against the American people on the streets of Chicago. So that's another form of directed energy where they use some sort of sound frequency. So the only demonstration I've seen, or almost demonstration I've seen of a directed energy weapon, was going to be used against the American people in 2012. There's a lot of irony out there.
Yeah, I've seen microwave technology too that they've used to do crowd dispersal, which makes you feel like you're burning.
Yeah, so the American people pay the bills and are also the occasional test subjects in the domestic scene. It's the whole military thing is just so astounding. It's the 250th year since the founding of the country, and the founders didn't even want to have standing armies. They didn't even believe in having a standing army. And now it's unimaginable to people not to have a full-blown professional military, you know, and it's the most bloated thing that we can imagine, cost-wise, you know, sacrificing lives. You know, you see these wounded warrior projects. I know I'm extrapolating, I'm going on a bit of a tangent, but you see the wounded warrior projects and they call them all heroes. And, you know, the fact of the matter is that they were sacrificial people for the war machine. And they've had their bodies and minds destroyed or severely handicapped to fight for a state that doesn't represent them, that taxes them to death, that sends them on undeclared wars. We haven't had a declared war since World War II. And, you know, the military in the US is seen as the be all and end all of patriotism. In other words, the one thing all Americans are supposed to be patriotic about is the military, but the military is actually, by and large, a very destructive thing. It doesn't really, the military isn't really responsible for our freedoms. I mean, not really. Fighting the British, maybe, when the separation happened, but the military has been involved in experiments, you know, nuclear testing in the Western states in the 50s, where nuclear fallout would wash into cities in Utah and whatnot. So I'll leave it there. That, you know, this is just another manifestation of the military trying to pose as this object of patriotism, and we're all supposed to doff our hats to soldiers and, you know, thanks for serving the country, support our troops. But the military is the one that betrays the troops, that sends them on untenable missions, that exposes them to depleted uranium, and on and on and on. A modern military, way beyond what the founders envisioned, is largely a destructive thing to its own country, let alone the others.
Yeah, man. And look around right now, too, with everything that's going on. Like, we have spent, from what I'm hearing, if I can believe it, we've spent more than half of our THAAD missiles, half of our Patriot missiles, giving them away to a foreign country who seems to rule our Capitol Hill. And you can just, all you got to do is look at the map. You don't even have to look at the close-up horror anymore. You can just look at Google Earth pictures of what Lebanon and Gaza used to look like. They even have little sliders now, so you can like pull a slider and be like, this is before, halfway, here's halfway. Oh my gosh, let's see halfway before and halfway after. And it's just like rubble and then town. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. And I'm trying to think of an American who's not a political Zionist who feels like this is helping them in any way, shape, or form. Never mind the horror of what it is doing to the people it's affecting in real life.
Mm-hmm. And the military contracting, I mean, it is such a bonanza for all these companies. And you talked about the Second Amendment. You know, I've often wondered, our Remington is the Colt company, Smith and Wesson, are these companies, and this is going to sound ironic, are they pro Second Amendment, or do they just want to sell guns to the military?
Well, that leads down a number of further questions. That's the kind of question that begs other questions.
Yeah, because the guns of the state are a totally different thing, aren't they? That, you know, we had the American Revolution and the shot heard around the world, and the weapons of the colonists were a decisive thing to shake off British rule. But now we have the state developing weapons that, again, they've used or almost used many times against their own people, protesters, and the guns of the state are a whole different class of weapons, some of which are secret, all of which are destructive, most of which the average person cannot buy or purchase. So the Second Amendment is based on this incredible disparity between the kind of weaponry they have and the kind of weaponry that is getting increasingly expensive for us to buy. So how is it that we can defend home and hearth and family and defend our constitutional rights when there's such a disparity between what the guns of the state are and the average weapons that the average person can buy? So, what are you going to do against a drone with your AR-15?
Well, Ruckus is doxing me. He's showing pictures of my car now. So I'm expecting a knock on the door any minute.
Someone
now.
in the chat said I should wear Kevlar. I don't think Kevlar is going to help me when I'm staring down the barrel of this.
No, man. No, we got level 4 plates around and stuff, but I mean, that's not going to do you any good against the microwave weapon or the DEW or I mean, okay. Here.
Wasn't it Joe Biden? I'm sorry, who used to say like, you can't own a tank or like whatever. Remember that stupid argument?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he had some whiz bangers.
And people, yes, we can own a tank.
Like weapons we can't own that the government owns. My goodness, that would be a whole show in and of itself. The first one I would think of, first weapon that governments and those that control them own that we can't own is the media. Holy shit, that is a potent weapon right there.
Yeah, not all weapons are kinetic bullets and missiles, and in fact, the most powerful ones in the world are not kinetics.
Yeah,
mind control.
The minds of men, right? You can control the mind of man, then you pretty much can make them dance in a very predictable way to whatever tune you want to sing.
Indeed.
Like right now, for example, we have seen this current administration be the most glued to political Zionism of any that we've ever seen, perhaps. Some might argue that. Someone older than me might argue that, and I might accept their argument. But like, as far as my memory goes, this has been complete madness. And now, all of a sudden, everybody's like, oh, what's happening? Is America backing out of its own war with Iran against, and making Israel look like a little bitch? Is that what's happening right now, guys? Is there a breakup happening? It's just like, I cannot help myself but think this is so stupid. This sounds like kabuki theater to me. It sounds like the perfect thing to say right before that other country says, you know what? Your whole government and your whole country is too antiseptic and America must be destroyed. We now no longer want to be your friend. And lucky for us, all of your politicians are in our pockets. So we're going to make your lives real fucking hard right from the inside. Are we at that point? I'm wondering if we're at that point and if this isn't the little kabuki that, nudges people into believing that whole WWE bullshit.
It could be a species of misdirection. Yeah. In other words, to make it look like there's a breakup, make it look like there's a rift between the U.S. and Israel. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because this administration has ostracized 80+% of its base over this particular topic, and we're approaching midterms, and we're approaching the point where society in general, international society now dislikes Israel so much because of the horror that has been wrecked that I just can't help but wonder if this isn't the whole like little soft pedal, like, oh, Bibi just goes too far, or right before, like, are we trying to gather back in the fractured MAGA elements that are fractured over this issue? Are we trying to bring them back in for midterms, or is it a little less right, left, wag the doggy, and is it a little bit bigger than that? I guess is what I'm wondering right now.
I think that you're probably right. You can't say with absolute certainty, but I think you're probably correct on that. It's just about the thing that you would expect them to do right at this point in time. You know,
JD Vance is all over the media saying all the right things right now, and don't trust that dirty bastard.
Exactly.
You can throw him because he's installed by Elon Musk and Peter Thiel to bring about technocracy. But he's saying all the right things right now, as a sane, rational person would, looking at what the hell's going on. But he's full of shit, a liar, a criminal, a con man, and a rainbow man on top of it.
yeah, if they were sincere, they would not have kicked Thomas Massey out or shunned the way they did Marjorie Taylor Greene.
The four Republicans that voted for the Epstein Files Transparency Act, MTG, Massey, Nancy Mace, and freaking Lauren Boebert are all on the outs because they said, we want Epstein Files Transparency Act. Trump said, I'm part of that. You guys are no longer MAGA. You're out of here.
Yep.
And I thought election manipulation was wrong, but I guess not.
It's wrong if the Democrats do it, Al.
Right,
It's fine if the GOP does it. That's absolutely fine. And in fact, when the GOP does it, they don't even have to hide it. Like they bring the Adelsons up on stage who then congratulate themselves and navel gaze and, you know, kind of talk down to little Donnie a little bit, just so everyone
Did you
knows.
see Marie Allison, whatever the hell her name is, Adelson's newspaper today said Trump's a failure.
Yep, I did. And I just, again, I'm just like, and the look on Witkoff's face, that was Witkoff standing next to Trump at the G7, right? When Trump was saying that stuff, he looked like he was going to crawl out of his skin for a second there. I thought the lizard was going to like peek out from under the mask or something.
They keep trying to play both sides against the middle, and it don't fly, man. It don't fly anymore. And nobody's accepting it. The Adelson side's not accepting it. The Americans here at home are not accepting it. You can't have it both ways. You know what I mean?
Well,
They keep trying to have it both ways, and it just don't fly anymore.
No.
What Hesher is wondering is if this isn't some sort of play, this is the next chapter that they're written for us, because this is what they do, right? We see this constantly. They go with one thing and they wait to see how we react, and they're like, well, they're not buying our shit. We better come up with a new story. They make the pivot, right?
You'd think they would have thought of that a long time ago. It just shows the contempt they have and or the indifference toward the American people in general and the MAGA base, you know, who you would think that they would prize their opinion. I mean, they need their money. Every $5 donation from some lonely MAGA member is what helped them get in there, you know, and yet they still basically throw them under the bus. But I can't help but commenting on what Hesh said. You try to be a shapeshifter, but once in a while, you know, that reptilian persona just has to come out.
I love it, you know, and it's like, what do you, because after this all like broke and, you know, it's been going on the last couple of days, whatever, like I saw like these D-bags on Fox News come up and just be all angry, and they're like, we need a complete admission, and blah, blah, blah. America wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this. And it's like going on and on and on. And I'm just sitting there going, dude, okay, let's put the loss of human life aside for a second. Like, I will grant you that. Let me just put the hundreds of thousands of dead non-combatants aside, okay? Let me put all my morals aside for you and talk about war and land and rulership.
They're saying Thomas Jefferson wore a yarmulke when he signed the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, okay. So to the people like that, the uber gnarly neocons that are like, no memorandum of understanding. We want total victory. What did Trump say total victory would look like? He said it would look like, well, we kill their old man religious leader, and then they're in trouble. They won't be able to do anything without the Ayatollah. And then we're going to destroy all their power facilities. And we're going to do all this while Israel's over here blowing up Lebanon and blowing up Gaza. And then we're going to destroy their military completely. And then we're going to take their oil fields and all of their oil, and then everything will be good. That is basically, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, that's what Trump said winning that war would look like. Someone fight me if I'm wrong. What did we get? It looked like a complete and utter fucking surrender. None of those things are in the memorandum of understanding. Not a single one of those things is in the memorandum of understanding. Not a single one of those things happened. They still have a military. They still have a navy. They still have a cohesive political body. They still have a military.
Right.
They're
But
even
what the
more
fuck?
radicalized than they were before because
They're-
we killed
they're
a bunch
more
of their top
pissed off.
freaking imams.
They're more pissed off at us than before. So my question to that dickweed on Fox is, what is your plan then? How would we accomplish that? Because what you're actually advocating for is mass slaughter and probably sending nuclear weapons into those territories, because we've already spent half of our fucking Patriot missiles and half of our THAAD missiles doing what we've done and allowing those people to do what they have done in concert. So what is your plan to those people that don't want it to stop? What's your fucking plan? You want to deploy nuclear weapons? What is the approval rate of that idea here in the United States? Here in just about any fucking country?
Around about zero.
Goose egg.
But Germany in World War II, man, come on.
I almost spit my beer out, Sam.
Isn't that they always go back to that? But the Germans were bad to us in World War II. It's like, bro, they were bad to everybody. It's a war. War is hell. Get the F out of here with that BS already.
Seriously,
sick of it, man.
And why are you talking to me about that guy, tiny mustache man, instead of Stalin? Like, you really want to talk numbers? Let's talk about Stalin. Let's talk about
freaking
Mao.
Eisenhower.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
seriously.
Let's freaking bring it back home to America. We killed a lot of mother freaking Germans and everybody else in the way. I mean, Japanese. What about the Japanese? I mean, give me a freaking break with all the sob stories are just. I just can't take it anymore, man.
Dude.
What about the Japanese? We don't hear Japanese crying all day that you killed 100,000 in one bombing mission. You know what I mean?
That got maybe one day in middle school, I will say. Whereas like all the like Schindler's List schmattering was like every month at least.
Yes. Some deaths are more tragic than others. You know, this is part and parcel of what you get when you base a country, and that's what the United States is based on, raw militarism. There really isn't any center in the U.S. I mean, we talk about the Declaration. Walter Isaacson, one of the, you might say, spooks or at least heavyweights of the foreign policy world, of the establishment, came out and talked admiringly somewhat about some of the elements of what's in the Declaration of Independence. And it is a very intelligently written and stirring document. I mean, the pen of Jefferson was a powerful thing. And
he had the little hat on. Don't never forget that when he wrote it.
that there, you know, but the Christian and moral and European heritage and different things that made up the original America, all of that is lost in the soup of multiculturalism. All we have left is this servility to militarism. You take away that and maybe the Dallas Cowboys, and what do you have left, right? I mean, there's no center. It's just a polyglot. And so they have to keep trying to rally us around supporting the troops. And it just doesn't wash anymore. You know, Vietnam was a tragedy. Again, no declared wars since World War II, police action after police action. But if you go back to the founders, John Quincy Adams, he said, America goes not, I repeat, goes not in search of monsters to destroy. It's a vindicator of its own. It will destroy its own spirit if it marches around the world looking for monsters to destroy. That's what John Quincy Adams warned about. Washington and Jefferson warned about entangling alliances. And they, again, like I said earlier, they didn't even want a standing army. You would have to actually declare war and raise an army only when that happened. And there would be debate and there would be careful consideration, not this cowboy, throw a bomb here, throw a bomb there that we get now, which is just absolutely ridiculous. It's just raw militarism. And
Trump says presidential powers unlimited.
Yeah, that's part and parcel of the whole thing. Exactly. And so this is what we're supposed to be patriotic about. along with a few fireworks going off and the flag and all that. At
The fireworks cause PTSD to veterans that are having mental problems from being in combat.
Yeah, I've heard of that happening too. And I think the administration is just missing the boat completely, that the founding of America was a deeper, richer, more meaningful thing in its time. And it challenged the British Empire, but yet we've become that very empire. And it just, the whole meaning of our 250th is just being completely torn apart or cheapened or whatever word you want to use, but it just isn't there.
You're not feeling unity on this Juneteenth?
Yeah, and then there's that. This is,
I think we are. Huffman said it well. We're still pirates and mass murderers at heart. I mean, ask Maduro, okay?
Yeah. He had his CIA assignment and he didn't do it right or something.
Yeah. He told his handler to pack sand.
I was on Sam's show just last night, and I got this wild theory because I'm like, none of this makes any sense. It's just been so open and out there, and we're seeing a very visceral, noticeable disgust now in American households divide over this issue, the Israel issue, of course. And what it's doing to our country. And I mean, this is because it used to be like, hush, hush, you're not supposed to talk about this. And the ones who do, they disappear quietly. They're completely shadow banned. Their accounts are gone. But now we have people like Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens, Joe Kent, now JD Vance and Trump. You see what I'm like? So I'm like, what? And Hesher, you always ask, why are these discussions allowed to be, what's up with this Overton window just being thrown wide open, right? What if this could potentially, and I threw it out as a theory last night, but what do you guys think? Could this be some sort of actual inflection point for this country? I mean, like possibly even civil war. I mean, because like, what if they decide to Kirk Trump, like, and we saw the divide and the split. I mean, what if Israel took out the sitting president? I'm pretty sure the country would not just sit here and debate about it at home. I think that might get people motivated to go on the streets and fight with each other over it. I'm just saying. I don't know. But is that the reason they want us to be divided? I mean, because divided we fall, right? United we stand. It really seems like someone or something wants us incredibly divided. And the race thing didn't work. It's never going to work. They can keep trying that a million times over, but we ended racism. So they need something, right? I'm just saying. I'm just a wild theory. What do you guys think?
That's one of the things I sat and like ruminated about. I remember just sitting and staring at the wall for a minute and running scenarios. And one of them was, oh, maybe this is Trump's exit. Maybe this is when, Butler Part 2 happens or something like that, And even then, like, if that really were to happen, it's going to be a fucking shit show. It's going to be an absolute shit show of propaganda.
Then you get Mr. Technocracy, JD Vance,
exactly.
Agenda, all on time.
Exactly. And I mean,
and then spin off into whatever other wars, quarrels, division that they can make out of it. But at the end of the day, they would get their guy right there, JD Vance.
And it's whatever Netanyahu wants at that point, because Thiel is Netanyahu's guy and Vance is Thiel's guy.
The reptile?
When Ruckus was on my show yesterday, I was lobbying, let's just have Bibi be president of America. I mean, that would be the most American thing to do.
Oh, there's a punchy comment. What if Israel took out a sitting president again? Ooh.
Oh, I see what they did there.
I see what you got going. We hear you.
Remember when Sirhan, the Palestinian, assassinated Bobby Kennedy? Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Prove it. Sorry.
That's a tough one. Proving it's a tough one, man.
Mark, did you hear my theory? What do you think about that?
I'm going to be honest. I was a little distracted. I'm trying to look something up, so I'm going to
Just real quick, that what we're discussing could be an inflection point for civil war. Like if Israel or somebody or something takes out Trump, and then it's perceived that Israel was involved. That there we go. I'm not saying that they would, but that's all it would take is somebody. Oh, everybody would think that that's what happened. Could that be like, oh, people are going to fight over it, right? Just the theory.
I don't know about an all-out civil war, but certainly it would raise tensions between Christian Zionists and the larger Christian community of the world. There'd be a lot of finger pointing. Mike Huckabee is involved. Ron Avery, Hesher knows Ron Avery, sent me something about a conference coming up where Mike Huckabee and a bunch of Christian Zionists and American militarists are getting together along with a number of Israelis and others for a major conference. And, showing even more solidarity between the Jewish state and the United States government, or at least elements thereof. That's one of the things that distracted me. In fact, I was looking that up, and I was also American Free Press, which I still write for. We just published that. I don't know if you guys heard this, but I guess Thomas Massey is still in the House a little bit longer until the new guy is seated, right?
Yeah, I think he's there until January.
Well, he took the gloves off because he got thrown out, and gave a speech on the floor about the Israeli attack on the USS Liberty.
I saw that. It was good.
Yeah, I'm glad you heard about it. That needed to happen. I'm glad he did it, but we need to see congressmen doing it and not waiting to do it until they're lame duck. There's nothing left to lose, so they're going to go to the mat.
Well, he was one of the last four, so we don't have any that would even have the desire to do so anymore. It's kind of over.
Yeah, but nevertheless, I'm glad that he took to the podium to do that. I just wish he would have done it as a matter of due course.
Yeah. To be fair, he did say it a lot when they were talking about specific bills, and he said it a lot when he was advocating for the Epstein Transparency Act. But you're right. He did it on the anniversary day. That was the best part. And he had people that were on the ship in the hall there with him. So he was able to tell their stories, and they were able to look some of those assholes in the face, and yeah, that's me he's talking about, motherfucker. I lost my friends on that ship. We were on that ship for 18 fucking hours or something like that. It's just it's a sick piece of history. It's an absolutely disgusting piece of history, and I'm glad to see it like coming out, but it's so far removed. It's just like, can we have that moment with 9/11? When we get all these fake moments like that too? For example, Tulsi Gabbard this week going out and acting like she's giving news to the world about their ridiculous gain of function biolaboratories. I got news for you, Tulsi. One of our colleagues at 21st Century Wire, one journalist by the last name of Gitinera, did that work for us back in 2018. We've known about your stupid biolabs for the last 8 to 10 years. So Tulsi, fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. You suck. You suck. You are the worst. You are the absolute worst. Was this your last job, Tulsi? Was this your last little jibby job you got from the CIA and Daddy Trump? Huh? Go out there and get people scared about gain of function. Why don't you do that? That would help us out geopolitically. Ridiculous. You feckless idiot.
She has a white streak in her hair, dude.
Like a true Disney
she's
villain.
Rogue from X-Men.
Yep. Another Disney villain, unfortunately. Sorry, Stan.
You do that all the time. You're like, she's Rogue from X-Men, and I'm like, that's not fair, because some of the X-Men characters, they were pretty hot when you were like an adolescent reading those comics, and you see her in that tight outfit, and you're like, I don't want to mix those images in my little brain.
That's when Stan Lee owned it, though, when we were young, man, when the world wasn't fucked, and now Walt Disney Wits owns it, so it's like they're now all the X-Men are slaves of Mickey Mouse. fuck.
That's okay. She was no Psylocke anyways, right, guys?
So let me ask you guys this. What is the point of releasing all this, which we already knew, obviously, but now it's official? What's the point of all this if nobody gets in trouble? Is it just more demoralization?
That would be the first thing that I think of for like the regular people out there. They see that and they go, are you kidding me? Like the conspiracy theorists were right 4 years ago, 8 years ago, and you're just now telling us. And you told those conspiracy people they couldn't be online and they weren't humans while they were saying it a few years back. And now you're saying it like it's some big fucking news going on Sean Ryan's show, CIA podcast, to spew your CIA talking points. Fuck out of here. And it also seeds fear for the next one, right? We've got so many people that are so disillusioned about what happened during 2020 and 2021. Pfizer even just today put out the actual list of known side effects for some of their stuff. It's exactly the stuff that I was and Ruckus and many of our colleagues and you were shadow banned for saying. It's exactly all those things. And here she comes. Oh, I'm going to be a whistleblower as my last little chore here. I'm going to whistleblow on Anthony Fauci, but Joe Biden pardoned him ahead of time, so there's nothing we can do about it, but here's a bunch of fear.
Didn't they just give Moderna a big contract for mRNA flu? Miracle? No. I think they did.
For the flu? Like just the regular flu?
Oh, no.
Yeah, pretty sure Moderna's just got a big old contract for that.
How about this? Wake me up when they actually come up with a cure for the cold, even if it's mRNA, right? Yeah, they still haven't done that, if I'm not mistaken.
There's bats everywhere I look. I don't know how do we get rid of these bats?
Bats with mosquitoes all over them.
I think people are done with the being scared of I don't think they're going to get away with a pandemic. But do they even need to at this point? Everything is like, yeah, people are just doing it to themselves. They're already slowly restricting themselves to the lifestyle that was forced upon them during the miracle time, as Sam calls it, basically 2020, the lockdowns, where like we stay at home, we work from home, we have our own, like we don't really, the world does not seem in general to me to have fully recovered to what it was before that happened.
You never will.
Right.
Until we get some truth and justice reconciliation thing kind of going on, because we're still all living in whatever delusion. Oh yeah, I just followed the rules and all the whole routine is the biggest psyop of all time.
Yes, thank you for saying that, because that's probably my point here, is because that's why we get somebody like the Tulsis come out. They make the official statements. It's on the books. So is what Thomas Massey did, by the way. That was the other important thing about him mentioning the USS Liberty. It's officially on the congressional record. But anyways, they come out and they do these things, and now that's the official nail in the coffin. And for a lot of people, whether or not they actually believe that or not, it's official. It's part of this. It's like the rule book for the game that we're playing. It's in there. It says everything. So like now people can somehow, subconsciously move on. They think they got closure.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? What I'm trying to say here? It's a false sense of closure. There we go.
Well, to the establishment, it is closure, but in reality, it's not closure. For all the suffering, pain, and death that they caused.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's interesting to make a footnote over in Dearborn near Detroit. I happen to be in Michigan right now. I'm at a cabin in the woods here.
Is there any bats around there?
Sounds like a horror movie.
Well, there's coyotes and wild turkeys.
Say hi to Jason for me.
I got my Second Amendment. I'll fight him off. But anyway, in Dearborn, Michigan, I picked up a Detroit Free Press, which I would usually use to wrap a fish in or something. But there is a wall of Palestinian children and families that died, a kind of moving wall, kind of like the smaller temporary Vietnam Wall that used to travel around. And it's in Dearborn right now. I might try to make it over there. It's about 3 hours east of me, 3.5 hours east of where I'm at. And a number of the Jewish community are quite upset about it, as I understand it. But the newspaper, Detroit Free Press, and the Detroit News both gave it a pretty good play with some pretty nice photographs. So that's an interesting little bit of icing to add to the cake here, and it lists some 100,000 names.
Yeah,
somewhere in that area.
dude, the numbers they're soul crushing. It's insane.
73,000, a little more official dead Palestinians since October 7th, 2023. Are they really revitalizing Detroit? What's up with that, Mark?
In general, yeah, I mean, Detroit has been under sort of a revitalization for a number of years. Old buildings being remodeled and sold. Some neighborhoods had to be leveled. Community gardens being planted. I've been around there lately, meaning the last 5 years. It is improving quite a bit. I was just at the airport and the route to the airport very recently because I had to go to Canada for something, and it's looking appreciably better. I mean, it's got an underbelly, it's got some rough spots, but compared to maybe 15, 20 years ago, yeah, it's vastly improved.
Interesting. Yeah, I remember looking at showing pictures on Boiler Room of Detroit back in like the early days, like 2016 or something, and just going, what happened? It looks like freaking war zone.
Yeah, culture war, economic depression, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Our friend and
now
colleague.
we get those images out of like Silicon Valley, right?
Right. Yeah, no kidding. Market Street, San Francisco. Our friend and colleague Pamela says, one more piece of insanity is that mRNA jabs are the same gain of function CRISPR clones grown in E. coli. Identical process. mRNA jabs are gain of function products. Ooh.
So we can say this now, right? It's totally safe to say
No,
these
you
things?
can't say this.
Can we or can't
No.
we? YouTube.
Hell no, you can't say that. Hell no.
But it's factual. We can't talk facts.
That's a sin on Juneteenth. You can't even talk about that.
Oh man, I gotta go repent now. I gotta go say 5 Hail Samuel Jacksons or something.
Yeah, it's funny.
Morgan Freeman.
Just a little footnote. I drive all the way out from this cabin to the nearest bank where I have an account. Didn't even think about it. Drove right up, and I thought, why the hell is it closed? It took me quite a while to figure out that it was Juneteenth. The holiday holds no meaning for me. So, I mean, less than zero.
It's because you're racist.
You bigot. How dare you go to the bank on Juneteenth?
I just heard hate from Mark.
Right. I'm sure the photo was snapped at the ATM that I ended up having to go to because I wanted to go inside because I like to deal with actual people and not machines. But, oh, well, you know.
Right. Never mind.
Right.
All right. Let's see here. Rock Monster word of mouth at Boiler Room. After the fall of 2020, Trump's face needed time away. It's walk out of his diaper 4 years. They put up 5 doubles, trumpet rallies. Yeah. All I can say to that is I have seen more video clips in the last 2 weeks of Trump flatulating and or sharding in the Oval Office than I can handle. I think I saw more in the last 2 weeks of Trump sharding than I saw in 4 years of Biden sitting in that office.
He's old, man. Be nice.
So whatever R plus Canada Q plus question mark G7 means, I think probably yeah.
I think that's code for something. I don't know.
I think it is too. I mean, don't quote me on it, but probably yeah. Let's talk new secret societies, gang.
Oh,
how about it?
Please.
What's the
only
latest,
if it involves Peter Thiel?
What's the latest and greatest secret society? Oh, do we not have enough secret societies, guys? Ruckus, how many secret societies can you name off the top of your head?
How long have you got?
Go for it. Just give me a smattering.
No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, there's a shit ton of them.
Deep breath.
But yeah, we
Well,
get it. By the way, the one you're about to discuss, just so there's some crossover between the last story we were discussing, allegedly Tulsi Gabbard is a member of this particular one.
Go figure.
They let girls in. Wow. Okay.
Oh, how progressive.
It's a rainbow party.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Kurt Boss knows her membership number right there. You can see her Tulsi's membership number at Peter Thiel's New Society. Kurt, you should probably go in deep cover now. You've exposed her member number over there. There's definitely going to be a bear cat with one of those lasers mounted on it outside your house later. Don't worry, you and me both. Okay, so Peter Thiel's secret society exposed as Palantir deepens South Florida roots. A leaked member list offers a glimpse inside Thiel's secretive dialogue network as the Palantir billionaire expand their Miami presence. So a secretive invitation-only society funded by billionaire tech investor and Palantir co-founder Peter Thiel is suddenly a lot less secret. This week, Swiss hacktivist and researcher Maya Arsen Crimu, it's an interesting name, revealed what appears to be a list of more than 100 members of Dialogue, the little-known organization Thiel launched in 2006 alongside entrepreneur Aaron Hoffman. The alleged roster was reportedly embedded in the code of Dialogue's otherwise sparse website, allowing journalists and researchers to extract names linked to the group. The first leak, reported and independently verified by Wired, offers a rare glimpse inside one of the most exclusive networking circles in technology, politics, finance, and national security. I wonder if Elon Musk sends them emails begging for an invite like he did to Jeffrey. Dialogue has long been compared to the Bilderberg Group. Oh boy. Hosting off-the-record retreats that bring together senators, governors, military officials, hedge fund managers, tech founders, academics, and media figures. Unlike many elite conferences, Dialogue does not publicly disclose its membership or attendee list. Mark, let me go to you first. What do you think so far? Does this sound familiar? I mean, our BBC itself is comparing it to the Bilderberg Group.
Well, I'm glad BBC is talking about it in that context. Yeah, there's the Sun Valley group that's been meeting and is about to meet again in Idaho, excuse me. But that's fairly open. That's not very secretive, although you're not allowed inside unless you're invited. But they're not so secret about the meeting to begin with. So you have Sun Valley. They don't get a lot of press. You talked about naming secret societies. Of course, you got Skull and Bones. You have the Illuminati. You have the Masonic world, the world of Freemasonry. And there's a lot of spin-offs and a lot of nuance in there. This sounds to me like, Thiel has, even at Bilderberg, Thiel has come across as something of a, maybe not misfit, but kind of like someone who would go to Bilderberg and would look at that and think, I can do better, or I want to do something different. And so it could very well be a splinter or an offshoot of Bilderberg. Bilderberg being much older, of course, going back to 1954, starting in Holland. I haven't heard much about Dialogue. My initial first blush impression is he probably went to enough Bilderberg meetings and decided to start his own thing at whatever point in time, because he does come across as very impulsive and arrogant, despite his professions of religious faith lately. Suddenly he's this would-be high-tech messiah, sort of feigning a Christian worldview, but not quite embracing it. Like, maybe there's a God out there, and maybe there is a moral order. Maybe I'm breaking it, but I'm Peter Thiel. I'm a billionaire. I can't be worrying about those things. He's sort of like, he doesn't want to go with that, because Christ told the tax preparer or the tax collector, he said, drop what you're doing and come with me, and let's help the poor. Let's speak to the downtrodden, but Thiel's not like the tax collector. He's being taunted by the idea maybe of being a more moral person, according to an interview he gave to the Hudson Institute. I think that's the one that's affiliated with Stanford. But he gave an interview where he started talking about his religious faith, but yet he doesn't quite embrace it. And he acts very nervous and impulsive and high strung. He's wound very tight. And so, he probably just decided, I'm just going to, go my own way. That's just my rough take on him at this point.
Makes sense. I mean, they do a lot of stuff out there at Bilderberg, and it's interesting to think that, they only meet once a year. No, I'm guessing there are a lot of breakout groups that form there. This could be that kind of thing,
Uh-huh. There you go. It could be a subcommittee, sort of.
Yep. So, according to records viewed by Wired, the network includes quite the assortment, quite the motley cast of characters, to include Elon Musk. So, sorry there, bro. I guess you didn't have to beg. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, Senator Cory Booker, former HUD Secretary Julian Castro, former Maryland Governor Wes Moore, entrepreneur and biohacker Brian Johnson, Lisa Monaco, who helped lead the January 6th prosecutions, former record executive and talent manager, and boyfriend of Sydney Sweeney, Scooter Braun, actor Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Oh, that's sad. He's the guy that played Hesher in the movie Hesher. And numerous executives from companies including Palantir, Google, DeepMind, and major investment firms, also on the previously top secret list, and also Ted Cruz, Tulsi Gabbard. The list is exhaustive. That's a very short version of the list right there. So, more secret societies, that helps. I mean, I don't know. Is it a misnomer to call this a secret society? It is. I guess it's kind of not, because it's been around since 2006. It has been here for 20 years. That's like longer than the boiler room's been around, and this is the first we're hearing about it.
I think they had said in the stories that I read that for 20 years they had deliberately chosen not to disclose its members, and that's what secret societies do.
Okay, it counts then, 100%. So there you have it, your new secret society.
Oh, and then the other important thing that I keep fucking forgetting, excuse my French, is because this is very important, by invitation only. If you learn about the way the Skull and Bones Society works, those members are tapped, is exactly what it's called. Do your own research into this stuff, folks. But if you are going to do some research into this, I do highly recommend you start with the Odd Man Out and his work, which can be found conveniently enough at alternatecurrentradio.com. Go figure. Yeah, definitely check out the stuff he's done, especially some of his earlier episodes. Then you'll be up to speed in no time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%. Good shout. So
there was also the earlier version, I believe, probably before or concurrent with Illuminati, was the Hellfire Clubs.
Oh, yeah.
And Benjamin Franklin was, I believe, a member of the Hellfire Clubs in his youth.
He was a member of all the clubs, Mark.
He's well known for being in Hellfire, though. Yeah, I hear the tours of the catacombs and stuff were quite the party back in his time.
Yeah, that very well is probably right. Secret societies are interesting. They were shown in fictional form, so to speak, in some of the James Bond movies. There's a lot of undercurrents in politics, things that exist independent of elections, completely independent of the general population, and it's fueled by, more than anything, is fueled by the mastery of the issuance of money at interest. What was a quill pen became a computer stroke, to privatize the people's credit and lease it to them at interest. we literally lease our money from the Fed, just like somebody would lease a car from a car dealer. And, you know, that's their power. From there, everything else flows outward.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. Sam, you're getting some love in the Discord over here. I'm catching up on the chats. It says that Ruckus tells Sam it's cool to see him back on the show. So people are glad to see you back tonight, man. Let me just put this one on the screen real quick here. When I said the list was exhaustive, I note that neither you nor I can read that. And that's not the full list. It's such small print, but you've got CEO of Mercury, you've got the Minister of Foreign Intelligence from Saudi Arabia. Oh my God, it's international. Another Saudi ambassador. What we got here? I can't even read that one. It's professors from Stanford, physicians. It's just this huge list. Like, what do you folks all talk about?
That's why I was like, for the listening only audience, through much of this discussion, I've been flashing pictures of George Carlin because he famously said, "There's a big club and you ain't in it."
Yeah.
That's what this reminds me of, you know. And I said on Sam's show when he was talking about this with me last night that it seemed more like a book club than like an actual functioning secret society. But I'm going to walk that back right here now officially and say there might be a lot more to this than at first I thought.
See, Ruckus, you always try to downplay my conspiracies. I'm trying to tell you these are evil bastards that hate everybody. And you're trying to tell me, oh, it's no big deal. It's just a book club. I'm like, no, they want to do the 5 million, wipe everybody out, Georgia Guidestones thing. And you're like, no, they're just trying to do their own research. I'm like, no, it's way bigger than that.
Check this out. Okay, who put this up? This is from Novara Media talking about this topic. And they say profiles included Texas Senator Ted Cruz, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, Chief Economist at Israel's Finance Ministry Shmuel Abramson, and a number of Google and Google DeepMind execs. Other names from the world of entertainment include Hollywood actors Josh Brolin, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, which is lame. I like both those actors. Podcast host and author Sam Harris, tech entrepreneur and longevity obsessive Brian Johnson. But this part, Wired reported that a separate source revealed details of an upcoming dialogue retreat at a venue outside Dublin, Ireland. So Ireland social rejects, get out there and get some footage for us. The retreat, due to be held from the 12th to the 16th of August this year, is set to host NATO's top U.S. commander, Alexis Greenwich, as well as multiple officials from the Trump administration, 2 U.S. senators, a former Middle East chief of intelligence, and a sitting ambassador to the United States. Also present will be 6 members of the so-called PayPal mafia, and a number of those running the U.S.'s most prominent surveillance and data firms. Now, here's the part. Mark, you're going to like this. The conference is set to feature sessions titled, such as Navigating World War III, Battlefield Technologies, Money Does, ? Buy Happiness, Bring Back Nuclear, and Build a Cult. Wow.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Hesher, read the last part because it exposes these fake bullshit Christians. I hate them the worst, man, even more than the aardvarks.
Build
these
a cult.
Fake Christians burn in hell, assholes.
So
pray.com, burn in hell.
Yeah.
Evil asshole.
So Build a Cult, that conference talk will be moderated by the founder of the Christian networking site pray.com.
Huh. Never heard of that one. That the whole thing, though, sounds basically like a slightly retreaded Bilderberg.
Yeah, it really does.
This may or may not apply, but if you read the 990 tax returns that the Bilderberg, the American Friends of Bilderberg, a so-called charity registered in the state of New York, by law, they do have to publish their 990 tax returns, and they're the American branch of Bilderberg. But it mentions in there, and I've written about this and talked about this, it mentions in there the Bilderberg Conference and other venues and other conferences. And so,
how much does it cost? What are they putting on their 990 there?
oh, it's, a few $100,000, basically for organizing the Bilderberg Conference, deciding who to invite, what topics to have. It's pretty straightforward overall, but there's one section in there where it alludes to that Bilderberg charity, the American Friends of Bilderberg, registered in the state of New York, publishes a 990 every year as a private foundation, and it mentions something to the effect of we manage and get involved in the Bilderberg meetings and other conferences. And no one has really discerned exactly what it meant by that. And granted, that's just the American branch of Bilderberg, but there is this reference to other conferences in the tax returns of that Bilderberg charity.
What is other?
What's that?
I said, what is other is the question here now, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it's Sun Valley. Sun Valley has a little bit different flavor than Bilderberg.
Bohemian Grove's coming up here as well.
Yeah, you got Bohemian Grove, right? And the Trilateral Commission, which has been a little more off and on. They're not quite as persistent as they used to be.
Because Epstein didn't kill himself. That's why.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. I tend to agree that he may be still alive.
But he was he was sitting in for old man Rockefeller at the Trilateral Commission.
Oh, that's notable. I had not heard that, but
that's why I made that reference. Not just
I follow you there. But this dialogue, I mean, it sounds like a virtual clone of Bilderberg. I mean, I don't hear any big difference there. And maybe this is what's been going on all along, is Bilderberg gets all the attention, and maybe they kind of want it that way because you can't quite pierce the veil all the way with Bilderberg, but maybe they've had these offshoots and associated groups for longer than we realize. And there might be others we haven't even heard about yet.
Right. So like
now he's getting it. By the way, if anyone's interested, Hesher, you let me know at any time. I got the goods on pray.com.
Oh, yes. We should probably hit that. Before we
expose these evil assholes, Ruckus.
Yeah, I was gonna say that when Mark, you said I'm not familiar with them. I wasn't either, and I clicked on the link from X and I saw just their splash page, and I was like, oh, that's very grifty. Oh, this is not somewhere I would want to spend my money that I want to go toward godly things. No, I don't think so. But real quick, Mark, just to kind of build on what you're saying there, I've always kind of felt like, Bilderberg, all these like groups that we're talking about, these secret societies, in particular, the ones that meet annually. I'm sorry, I've been on a lot of big teams, all right? Not just ACR. I've been on teams with like big teams with, big name people with big salaries. And we want to do big things. And we did big things. But you know what? We had to meet at least once a week for each of those big thing projects. So it's like, I think about the scope of some of the desires of these people that are CFR members, Bilderberg members, that go to Bohemian Grove. And I just think to myself, you fucking billionaire boys and girls, you're not doing the hard work. You are definitely not the people that are doing the kind of work that I'm talking about here, where you sit down in a group of between 6 and 20 people, and you're on a conference call with another 25 people who have hundreds of people working under them. That's the kind of shit I'm used to when it's a lot of people getting paid to do big idea things together. That's not what I picture for Bilderberg. That's not what I picture. What I picture is a bunch of fucking fat cat, CEO, billionaire, dickweed, political Zionist, fuckwits, technocrats trying to figure out how to create a new empire. and to make us all digital, feudalistic fucking slaves, cattle, fodder. And I think to myself, that must be fun for them. What do I have in my life that I like to do that makes me feel enriched? I like to go see fucking heavy metal shows, you know, and there are a number of them that only happen once a year. I just went to Hell's Heroes in Houston. It was fucking badass. I'm going to go see Fire in the Mountains in Montana. That's going to change my motherfucking life. It's going to be a great time. I got 5 maybe of those in my system each year. That's what I do for fun. That's how I picture these guys' lives. They're like, dude, we got Bilderberg, we got Burning Man. Like they sit, the PayPal Mafia, they sit down together at, you know, in December or something like that for their little party. Like, what's up next year, guys? This year was badass. Let's do it again next year. We're going to do Dialogue Group. We're going to do Bilderberg. We're going to do CFR. We're going to Switzerland. We're going to California. We're going to, you know, all the hookers in those towns. Oh, man, they're going to be getting big money those days. Woo! You know, that's kind of how I picture this classification of people that we're talking about, the way they look at their work, quote unquote, work. Disgusting.
Yeah, and then Bohemian Grove is where they play more than they work.
Yeah, and their trips to Jeffrey's Island.
Yeah, sipping mint juleps, whipping the houseboy, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many child slaves and underage women can I get?
How many islands can I buy? How many countries can I subvert an island from? I'm gonna, you know, I need one that already has bunkers built, preferably.
When they said Peter Sutherland died, for all we know, he hyperventilated in bed with a teenage girl or something. Some sort of ultra asphyxiation. Maybe it was a kinky thing. Maybe she tied him up, you know.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation, Mark.
I'm alleging. Wait, allegations. Alleging. Okay.
Alleged. All right, Ruckus, I see a link. Okay, here we go. Pray, let's do it. Let's tell us about pray.com.
So this was when this was the news, the press release from when they became a thing back in 2017. This is great. It's like a technological venture. This explains perfectly why they were sponsoring, but they were specifically hosting the Build a Cult. Anyways, but yeah, right here it says this was in June of 2017. They announced $2 million in seed funding, and back in 2017, I mean, $2 million. Woo, that's like worth what, $7 million now, right? Anyways. So this was for the app. Pray.com is the world's leading, now it is, but before then it was nothing. So here's the people who founded it. Somebody named Steve Gattegna and Michael Lynn, Ryan Beck, Matthew Potter. They founded it with the mission to brainwash people. Empower people to live with purpose and connect with faith. So there you have it. It looks like it's just one of these these technological, like a cryptocurrency project, and then they go through the seed round funding and all that stuff, and then, you know, how many of these people visited the island? Are these names in? You got your little cross-reference tool there, Sam? Can we type in these names into the Epstein files thing? I bet you they're in there. But here's where it was. This was the part that I thought was interesting. This quote from Michael Jones, who was a CEO of something called Science Inc. He said, quote, current social networks, so this Pray.com is supposed to be a social media, by the way. Current social networks offer popular ways to communicate in public, but Pray.com taps into a more intimate and personal dialogue that people typically have with their faith leaders. Through mobile technology, we can increase the sense of offline community at scale. We see a unique value proposition with Pray.com, where all people can confide in a single tool to build relationships and share spiritual messages across the globe in a highly organized and personal way. End quote. What could possibly go wrong, right?
a la confession, a la blackmail, a la, yeah, F off evil bastards.
Yeah, just
Oh,
put
it
it
says
all in
here
the app.
turns off that they shut down operations and they switched to a new model. Now they make ChatGPT. No, I'm just kidding.
I can't help but notice that their app is also endorsed by Peter Thompson, the president of the UN General Assembly. The fuck? Why?
Because they're hooked in with the high power players.
That's a red flag, right? Immediate red flag. Like you're like, oh, the UN General Assembly. I gotta get me this app. The fuck is wrong with people? Is it this easy to make money on a mass scale? Like, do you just
It
really...
is. If you want to be a con man, I talked about it all the way through the bad times and to today. Actually, the other day I was talking to my wife. I was like, I'm done with all this. Let's just go con these idiots.
Seriously, why are we not
Really?
starting a cult?
It is. If I wanted to be an evil asshole, I'd already be a millionaire. I'm an honest guy.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
I've had cult leader glasses since I was 19 years old. Okay. And, you know, when I was 19 years old, I really, really, really liked girls. I mean, cult leader was like the perfect job for me. I didn't do it. Okay. I devil off my shoulder. No, I don't want to be a cult leader. I'm a truth seeker.
Back then, it would have been nice work if you can get it, but yeah.
I know. Gosh. Oh, where did Ruckus go? Ruckus just got ejected from the boiler room. Spontaneous ejection from the boiler room.
Prey.com's looking at him.
I bet you're right, Sam. I think Prey.com just nuked Ruckus's internet connection. It probably came directly from the UN General Assembly, probably the Atlantic Council. They're watching the boiler room in real time. They're like, fuck this guy.
Yeah, he is another infidel.
Yep, gotta go. Eject. All right. Well, let's see here. It is Juneteenth, of course, you know, and on Juneteenth. Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
You kind of walked right in the direction I thought you might go. Today, the new Obama Presidential Center opened in Chicago.
Thank you for saying that. Let me show a picture of it.
Yes, we can.
We have to see what it looks like because it is well, I didn't think of this on my own. Some clever user came up with this. But for you Star Wars fans, if you're familiar with the all-terrain armored transport, aka the AT-AT, the Obama Museum kind of looks like an AT-AT on its side, like without legs. What the fuck is that?
The Empire Strikes Back.
It does.
Right out of The Empire Strikes Back.
They pulled it from the perfect movie even.
It looks like the hangar that walker would go into.
It does.
Like where you would store it.
Yeah. Amazing. Look at this monstrosity. It looks like some kind of like Cold War bunker, something Hitler made in like the 1940s. You ever seen some of those like two big guns or two big naval ships that Hitler had? Like, I can see that.
It doesn't evoke anything spiritual. It evokes something purely humanistic, purely
Isn't it part of communist brutalistic architecture?
Yeah. There you go. That's what I was after. Something out of the Frankfurt School. Something that doesn't contain any uplifting architectural or spiritual element. That is completely absent here.
Cold, bleak,
Yes.
concrete, angular. I don't know.
And a hanger for an Empire Walker. Yeah.
And a hanger for an AT-AT walker. I've tried to. Here's the other thing. This is like the main picture I've seen so far. And I'm sitting here going, what the fuck does it say up there? Like at the top, it says, "You are America." And then it says, "Ed by Hambaladad. And then it says Faninka numbered. I can't read it, man. I don't know what the fuck is all this writing carved into the top of it? Can our gematria friends decode that for me, please?
Translated, I'm Barack Obama. No one knows where I was born. No one knows who I really am. I was your president. I had a kill list of American citizens who were flimsily accused of being terrorists on the basis of practically nothing. And, I was your mystery president, your so-called first black president, even though I was mulatto and had a white mother. I wrote a story about it. It just came out in AFP. In fact, I have it right here. I should probably send it to you. My headline is New Obama Library Looks Like Oasis of Wokeism, Liberalism. And then the subhead is, but what truths have been hidden from the eyes of the public? And in fact, I talked to Joe Arpaio for the story. He's a friend of Trump, Sheriff Joe, as he's known. And he pointed out that this is the first presidential library that's not in the state where the president was born.
That is odd.
There's been 16 presidential libraries, starting with Herbert Hoover. Each one of them is in the state where the president was born, but now this is in the state where Obama cut his political teeth and worked with Bill Ayers, and Hillary Clinton came out of Illinois. And so Obama, if Barry Soetoro, whoever he is, was politically raised in Illinois, but he was not physically born there, he claims his long form birth certificate is legitimate, and he was born in Honolulu in August of 61, I think it is. August of 61. But then in 2011, Sheriff Joe did an investigation and claims that the long form birth certificate is a forgery. And therefore, people are looking at that in light of the fact that this is the first presidential library with an all digital archive. There are no hard copy documents in the library in there.
So they can change them whenever they want.
So this is a very futuristic thing. I look at it as something very chameleon-like, something that they can sort of mold to, like you're saying, they can the quantity and qualitative aspects of the archive, since they're all digitized, can be manipulated simply by omission, if nothing else, right? So, in other words, will they show his long form birth certificate? So far, when you go to the website of the Obama Foundation and this presidential center, and you enter the words long form Obama birth certificate, it comes up with no results.
Because Arpaio exposed the fact that the one they put out publicly was a PDF layer document, obviously a forgery, right?
Yeah, there's a name for it. When you copy a piece of a document, like a signature, and place it on another.
Forgery.
Well, in general, but there's a more specific name for it that comes up in court. And I can't think of what it is, because I knew a guy that was looking at forged mortgage documents for foreclosing on homes.
Yeah, this is a big deal.
There are organizations, there are law firms and organizations that actually create forged documents with which to foreclose on someone's home. This actually exists, and it's the same technology. I just I can't think of the technical name for it.
Ruckus?
Right. What was that?
I was asking Ruckus.
I don't. The foreclosure affidavits is what's being.
No, he's talking about the technical,
forged. Right? I know.
Digital design.
Robo signing it.
That would be close. That would be close. But this whole Obama new presidential center, which opened today for the public for the first time, is a rather mysterious and, as we're saying, cold, steely, you know, uninspiring piece of work or piece
It's
of
a
something else.
it's a data center. I like what Jabiru Joe said. The tradition is about to change. There will now be a presidential data center.
Well, yeah, this one has a playground, and you can go there and have a cookout. There's
Me?
a there's a
They'll let me make hot dogs for you guys?
Michelle
Yeah.
Obama said this is the place that she wanted to have as a child there growing up in Chicago
Wow.
as a poor black youth.
That's the spot, huh? I can't help but notice it looks very much, I was kind of maybe being a little jokey McJokerton there about it looks like it came out of Nazi Germany, but now, I've got friends and listeners sending me pictures. It looks a lot like the Atlantic Wall or the Atlantic Wall bunker, an extensive system of coastal defenses and fortifications built by Nazi Germany between 1942 and 1944 along the coast of continental Europe and Scandinavia as defense against anticipated Allied invasion of Nazi-occupied Europe. Look at this. Just look at this thing. It's the same building almost, except it's just laying on its side and made out of a piece of granite.
It looks like the type of place one might discover if they were, say, barefoot hiking on some exotic location after
Right?
going for a swim, right?
I mean, I would barefoot hike all the way up to that, and I'd say, you know what? I found this, and I'm gonna buy it.
I like the Nazi one better.
I think I do too. That's got a great view. Look at that sucker. Man, wake up, have your morning coffees looking out that portal right there in the front.
Location.
Dude.
How about what's underneath it? What about all the secret tunnels? How many?
Yeah.
What kind of secret underground tunnels are underneath that thing?
Well, let's see here. Hitler ordered the construction of the fortifications in 1942. More than 500,000 French workers were drafted to build it. The wall was frequently mentioned in Nazi propaganda, where its size and strength were usually exaggerated. The fortifications included colossal coastal guns, batteries, mortars, and artillery, and thousands of artillery pieces.
Cool.
Today, ruins of the wall exist in all of the nations where it was built, although many structures have fallen into the ocean or been demolished over the years. So it sounds like there's ocean water under that one, probably.
What I like about the tyrants of yore, like Hitler, is that they were open and honest about it. Let's build this thing and let's put some guns there. I can deal with that.
Yeah,
I'm good. But this cryptic thing that we get now.
It's a playground for the children, Mark. Are you against children playing?
Right, and there's a regulation sized professional basketball court at the Obama grounds, and a full size replica of the Oval Office. So
we need lots of those. We need lots of replica White Houses and Oval Offices in this country.
I'm going to go there. I'm not far from there. I'm going to go there and take some pictures, and I'll send you guys a card.
All right.
How about George Bush, the big Republican, was hanging out with Biden, Obama, and Clinton's. What about that? You got that picture, Hesher?
I need it.
Why is George Bush allowed to hang out with them? All the Democrats just forgave George Bush for being the biggest bastard we've ever known.
Right? Like if you pull up his greatest hits sizzle file and show that to a modern Democrat and just be like, why did all your people forgive this guy? They'll be like, I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, it's so we have Barry Soetoro, aka Barack Obama, aka who the hell is he? And there's his legacy in the state he wasn't born in, with no hard copy, especially no birth certificate. But hey, you can go play basketball and have a hot dog. So, being one of the American sheeple, I'm gonna do just that. I'm gonna go there and have a hot dog and play basketball and
I think it's good for that, Mark. You know what? And quite frankly, I have been to Hawaii. I have been to Honolulu, and this monstrosity, I can tell you this, would not be welcome there. I don't care if it's got Obama's name on it. That piece of shit, that ugly at hanger would not be allowed to be built anywhere in Hawaii. You can't even just to illustrate my point. In Hawaii, you can't even put a sign for a fucking McDonald's higher than like 6 feet up. Okay? You're not allowed to ruin the beautiful tropic skyline with bullshit corporate crap like that and this kind of architecture.
These
Not
guys
gonna
like
fly.
to,
Aw.
I put the link, Hesher, there with the photo of all of them, all the war criminal presidents
Oh, I love this.
that just rallied there yesterday.
Boy, W looked really swoony there, didn't he? He wants that brown sugar.
Yeah. Wow.
What is Hillary wearing that big overcoat for? Does she have a bunch of guns underneath there? Everybody else is dressed like kind of like it's summer, but yet Hillary has a big old overcoat. What is up with that?
Like she's a naval officer from
Like she has
1957.
she has two giant guns under there, or like she's got a bunch of arms. I mean, what is going on there?
Now that you mention it, Bill looks like he might be packing something below that top button too.
Yeah. But
Well,
her, it's like she's got like a couple shotguns, a couple ARs under there. Like she's ready to go.
Yeah, like look at, so you can tell who the enforcer presidents are, and I would be remiss if I didn't point out that Obama, he looks like he's hiding like a desert eagle behind Michelle's giant wing.
I think it's pronounced Michael.
Michael is obscuring Barry's Desert Eagle in a hog leg holster there, I think. See how his jacket's all pulled to one side by her arm or his Desert Eagle?
I didn't know she was that tall.
Well, look at her, towering.
She can dunk. She can dunk.
I'd like to see her play a round of one-on-one basketball with First Lady Bush there. I think that would be awesome.
That doesn't even, from what I see and the size that I see it doesn't even look like Hillary. I mean,
that's her double. That's definitely one of her doubles, dude.
Yeah, it does not bear a sharp resemblance to her. I mean, it looks kind of like her, but it's just a first blush thing. You look at it. If you wouldn't have said that's Hillary, I wouldn't have thought it was her.
But you recognize Bill, right?
Yeah. I've met him a couple times.
but who's this guy?
Yeah, who is that guy? Inquiring minds want to know.
Oh, wait, it's Barack Obama with
it's Barack and his
look,
friend.
It's Michelle. Neat. Okay, cool.
Oh, that's his friend. We don't know if that's Michelle. Don't be weird.
It's really hard to say. It's hard to say.
Oh my gosh, that picture that is golden, right?
Seriously,
there.
how does George Bush get a pass from the Democrats? How can you Democrats? Probably not listening to this show. How do you give George Bush a pass? If I was a Democrat, I'd be losing my mind right now. Maybe that's probably part of the psyop they're running here, but you don't get a pass, George Bush.
How do you even give Bill and Hillary a pass at this point?
But they're Democrats, so if they're all Democrats, I get it. But you throw in George Bush, and it's like, no, come on, man.
But Bill, I agree. But at the same time, Bill and Hillary trashed their reputation. Bill and Hillary, I mean, they're the Donald Trump of the Democrats with their connections to Epstein. It's just like, but I guess you're right. If it's just all about red v blue, then you just got to forgive the ones on your team.
Yeah, because they're all part of the same team.
Exactly.
Or as Bill would say, we're all part of the same team. Really, you just got to understand that,
that's how it works. That's why these pictures, like all of the ex-presidents can all get along and be friends, but none of them can get along with the current president. Did you notice he wasn't there? See? But
Yeah.
once he's not, let's assume that he exits perfectly fine and healthy and at a ripe old age of 107 or whatever it is going to be that when he finally decides to shuffle off there, he would then be able to hang out with them and do the elbows and the rubs and the things out in the open because they don't need to. You don't need to maintain that illusion anymore for that guy. And the reason that you were asking.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, and you were asking how do they give him a pass? That is the pass. It's like, well, if the Obamas are friends with them, obviously he can't be that bad, right? So they're living vicariously through their guy, through their party. They're like, well, if he was really whatever they believe that they said about him, he was really a baby drinking, eating, killing, whatever, they'd be like, well, they wouldn't hang out with him, would they? Because my guy wouldn't do that. You see what I mean? So it's like, that is the past. Just the fact that they hang out together, smile in that picture, but they can't break that illusion for the current power structure, you know?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That somehow any of these people are legitimate.
What's the opposite of legitimate? We should come up with a word for that. How about illegitimate? There you go.
That's the one.
Hesher, you're muted.
Thanks. So what else has happened since we were here last? We had this giant spectacle in front of the White House. That was fun. I woke up one day and I saw motorbike guys doing flips on the White House lawn, and then I saw some UFC guys saying Michelle Obama's a dude and taking his shirt off, and just really quite the odd display. I mean, what I saw in my X feed, you guys, was that the totality of our 250th celebration? Like, that's what it was.
It turned into a MAGA rally, very divisive, not for all of America, and truly disgusting, honestly, to celebrate America's 250th anniversary.
It's a big one, 250. I mean, you know, that's pretty good. Pretty good.
I saw a comment where Kennedy, JFK would bring Robert Frost, you know, a poet, to the White House, and JFK was reflective. He was, you know, a literary person. He wrote, you know, the book Profiles in Courage, although some say it might have been ghostwritten by, I can't think of his name, one of his associates at any rate. But you almost have to go back to JFK to see any dignity in the presidency. That's, even though he wasn't perfect, he did have a sort of urbane, light sense of humor that the way he had fun with the press, he had that dry humor. He was intelligent. He was, you know, well spoken and well read, and he would bring poets to the White House, and the White House had some decorum. You know, for a brief shining moment there was Camelot, but now, you know, for a brief shining moment we have, you know, WEF, you know, or whatever the wrestling is. What is that acronym?
Something like that. You have WFE, WEF. I don't know.
It's a nitro circus of dirt bike motorcycle riders doing backflips on the White House lawn.
Yeehaw!
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not opposed to that, like in general, but I mean, it just, there's just no dignity there. There's no taste. There's no style. It's just. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, there you go. Idiocracy, right?
Electrolytes are what plants crave.
Brondo.
Yeah, we need Brondo for the fields and M60s for the president.
I'm not sure what to suggest. Maybe an opera singer or something. One of the leading opera singers of the world would have been nice. You know, maybe readings of the Declaration or readings of the founders, you know, with people looking like the founders.
Yep.
Mark, this was supposed to this is less about the America 250 and more like it was a birthday thing for Trump, right?
Yeah, it's like, come on, give it a rest. It's just,
But that kicked off.
He
the
did give it a rest. He fell
festival-
asleep.
It kicked off the festival to July 4th, is what it supposedly did, and we're celebrating. We're celebrating the entire time. So, America 250.
Yeah, this starts the whole. What is it going to be like? 2 weeks worth of a celebration or whatever nonsense, whatever. I'm actually surprised that a lot of like scumbaggy merchandise people didn't take more advantage of this, but I guess Trump himself kind of cornered the market, right?
Go to America250.org. You'll see our corporate fascist government. They're profiteering off it handsomely.
That's what I was going to say. Is they're probably selling official merchandise straight from the White House. Like, I mean, like, where's our modern day version of a Jesus is going to overturn the money changers temple tables at the White House, right? Is what this debauchery is to me. At least, thank goodness, because I had heard a rumor that they didn't go with their original plan for this event, which was they were going to surprise Trump with one of those big birthday cakes where a stripper jumps out of the cake. It wasn't going to be a stripper. That's right. You guessed it. It was allegedly, I'm going to get in so much trouble for saying this. It was going to be Erica Kirk popping out of the birthday cake, shooting sparklers out of her butt. Anyway.
And you can hear her singing, "Happy birthday, Mr. President."
But unfortunately, I guess what happened is when she arrived at the event, a kid popped one of those little, those little tiny party poppers, and she went, oh, she's like, I gotta go home. I can't be here. I'm sorry. Again, I'm being terrible. I'm being an asshole. Sorry.
She's a widow, Ruckus. She's a widow.
I know. Everybody grieves differently.
That's right. Okay, so while these bizarre festivities were happening, one punchy fighty guy, UFC fighter Josh Hokett, never heard of him, he said something I think that caused a little bit of an uproar here. Let me see if I can bring it up.
He's from Fresno. He's from Fresno, by the way.
What up, Fresno?
Shout out to Fresno.
All right. Shouts out to Fresno.
The beast that's ready to feast.
I don't hear anything.
You know what? Fuck the speech. Hey, shout out to Trump for having the balls. The beast that's ready to feast. You know what? Fuck the speech. Hey, shout out to Trump for having the balls to put some shit like this on. And if I'm gonna say anything, there's only one person more incredible than the Incredible Hulk. And that's my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Now listen, Alex Pereira, I want a shama on your mama.
What?
And lastly, Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America?
I'm sorry for laughing, but oh my God, that happened at the White House.
Well, it's out now. Michelle Obama is a man. So there we go.
Well, fellas, let me ask you this. Do you think you're going to get away with that without an apology in this world?
Allegedly. You got to keep adding that.
So, yeah, apparently after that, UFC fighter Josh Hokett posted on his Instagram account what appeared to be at first glance an apology for comments he made calling former First Lady Michelle Obama a man, but it seems like it might in fact be more trolling. He got a lot of condemnation, including from UFC President Dana White, who emphasized he supported free speech, but I hate that kind of nonsense. Yeah, so on Thursday, Hokett shared an image he posted as a story on his Instagram. There it is. I spoke with former First Lady Michelle Obama to apologize for my distasteful comments following my win. I have pledged $50,000 of my earnings to the Obama Foundations. I will be an active spokesman for Black women in America. The image showed Hokett and Obama smiling at each other and a caption that said what I just read. The post originally came from the Show Me the Money podcast, an account that literally says, "Don't take us too seriously" in the bio. And a community note on this post called it patently false, adding that Hokett has made no apology for his inflammatory and disgusting comments on Michelle Obama. So appears like he's even doubled down. So fake apology with an AI image just to rub salt in the wound. So
Yet at the exact same event, there was another UFC fighter that was dragged away in handcuffs.
what happened there?
Oh, well, he didn't accuse a president's wife of being a man. No, he simply said that he wasn't allowed to be there because he had some not so nice things to say about the relationship between Israel and the United States. And he was banned from appearing by Trump, and he showed up anyways. And for that offense of just simply showing up to this event, he was arrested.
Okay.
Neat.
But I thought Trump was criticizing them now. But did he do it too early? Was he 2 days too early?
I'm sure. I can't find it. I didn't have enough time to look, but I'm sure it's out there. There's some official apology from Trump. The fact that they embarrassed that dude and threw him in handcuffs, since Trump now agrees with this guy. Yeah, weird.
Okay.
Yeah, see the double standard here.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So America 250 kind of went down with a, I don't know, a little bit of a floppy sound.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet.
What do we have next? What can we look forward to?
July 4th.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. So are we in a window of sort of early October surprises then, maybe, considering all that's going on?
They're holding America World Fair, whatever, America Fair. And it's going to be exhibits from all 50 states, except for, I think, Oregon said they're not participating, but they're going to have, so it's ongoing America 250 celebrations.
All righty.
But they're like, I'm glad you brought that up, because I was like, I've noticed this bizarre trend. Like, they're trying to recreate or reminisce or redo all of these old classic Gilded Age empire. Like, a lot of the things that, like, admittedly the left in particular has, and speaking of Juneteenth, but like things that like used to be like part of like the backbone of the what created these societies, including our country, that have now we realize, oh, that this was built on the backs of like slavery, all of these awful things that now we try to like get away from. Like the Roman Empire was this gross debacle of like unfairness. Like this is like everything about it was wrong, and it got too powerful and overweight, and they were distracting the people with the bread and the circuses and the Colosseum, and that's what we're doing now. He's like, oh, we want to build an arch to triumph. Oh, we want to do this, we want to do that, and even bringing back the World's Fair and all of these old crazy, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's very strange that we're trying, like, is this our last ditch, like, puking effort to, like, do all of these things before we're, like, we do nothing? I mean, is this what the death of America looks like? I mean, it's almost like some sort of, like, you have that, your life flashes before your eyes right before you die kind of thing.
Yeah, World's Fair, really? Isn't that where we introduced propaganda to the people? I believe it was World's Fair that Bernays wrote about when introducing cigarettes to women, right? They brought debutantes to the parade at the World Fair, and they had New York Times and all these people lined up at a very specific point when the debutante women all rolled up looking good, they pulled their little knickers up and pulled their freedom torch out of their little knickerbockers and lit them and said, yeah, we can smoke too, boys. And it was cool, right? It was cool and rebellious and awesome and all that. And now what has that led us to? That has led to all of our females in this country wanting to be CEOs and influencers and hating men. World Fair. Thank you for bringing us that.
There's America 250 in the link there. Take a look at your corporate fascist masters. They're sponsoring it.
Ooh.
Palantir for one. So just go down the list and you can see. Scroll down a little bit and you'll see.
There it is, folks. America 250.
And the World's Fair is a mighty American tradition. In case you didn't know it, it began with the Great Exhibition of 1851 in London. Congratulations, America.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah, we got all the big names. Let's see. Our partners. Let's go to our partners.
No, just scroll down. It's right on the front page.
Okay, let's see here. Clip art. Oh, here we go.
There you go.
Ooh, yay. Celebrate the 250th anniversary of America with Anheuser-Busch, Chick-fil-A, Amazon, Boeing. Hello. The big boys are in the house. Cisco. None of us would be able to do this without Cisco. Look, there's Cracker Barrel with their new logo. FedEx, CVS Health, Hilton, Johnson & Johnson. Yay, even the people that make jabs. Knight Foundation, Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, Navy Federal Credit Union, L3 Harris. Wow, a whole cluster of companies I've worked with before. Oracle, we can add that to that. There's Palantir. There's T-Mobile. There's UFC. There's Walmart.
Celebrating 250 years of freedom or 250 years of crony capitalism?
America, motherfuckers. You see what we got? International social reject people. This is a fucking America. You see that? This is our new president right here. This is him in the background behind me. Can you see him? Audio listeners, it's a big technocratic fucking dildo sitting on a goddamn throne, spewing out all your data and making money off of it while you.
That's Iron Man Musk. That looks like Iron Man Musk to me.
He's Iron Man Musk. That's Larry Ellison. That's Peter Thiel. That's all the guys in the PayPal mafia. There's one of them in different color formats. They're like the fucking Power Rangers of your doom.
Hesher's halfway. You're so close. I didn't exactly say dildo, but you're very close to the way I prompted that image when I had the AI make it.
I love it.
I did want it to look like it was made out of some sort of melted plastic kind of thing, because that's how it's like. This is all plasticky and fake, synthetic.
Yeah, I can almost hear Radiohead "Fake Plastic Trees" playing in the background.
That's a good one.
It is. We need to talk about the reflecting pool. We have to.
That's the other thing, the damn reflecting pool.
Dude, I love this story so much. This is so fucking funny and so America, so perfect for where we're at right now. Actually, let me start with this tab right here. Brian Allen on X says, breaking, President Trump said the newly restored reflecting pool would last 50 to 100 years before needing major work. Less than a week later, the sealant was reportedly peeling. Algae turned the water green, and federal crews were called in for emergency cleanup on a project that already cost roughly $15 million. That's an expensive way to end up back where you started.
Kind of like the Iran war, huh?
Oh, snap.
Zing.
The Zynga. Look at this one. This is a great one right here. Perfect visual aid. Okay. They drain the pool and then they start painting it black or blue or whatever, right? And you see they're almost done there in the second picture. Third picture. All right. We got the bottom painted. Fourth picture. Hey, we put water in it. Looks fantastic. There's a picture a couple days later. It is friggin' green. And then the next picture, it's just all green and the blue paint is coming off. Why is the blue paint coming off? Well, from what I'm hearing, President Camacho decided that they needed Brondo in the pool. Poor Brondo in the pool. Right?
Hesher, this is signs of in-stage capitalism. Entrepreneurs, actually, I saw posts of entrepreneurs are taking pieces of it and selling it online.
Amazing. Good for them.
God, that is American right there all the way. What this really is, Hesher, the series of the photos that you just shared, this is you're not up to date with the Q posts. So This is a symbol. This is telling the story of how Trump drained the swamp. Okay, and the blue represents the Democrats, the blue-haired people. See, this is all. See, you gotta follow this stuff, man. It's
I'm
all
tracking.
symbols. Yeah.
So the symbology
We're
is
winning.
you make it blue, you let it turn green with rot, and then you let the blue all flake off, and you're left with a different swamp.
Yes, it's like the mRNA jab swamp draining. There you go.
Keys Coke says, please don't compare Camacho to that Epsteiner. You know, you're right. You're right. I got to apologize to President Camacho. You know, at least President Camacho was just stupid. President Camacho was pretty much just stupid, like everybody else. So, you know, we cannot say that about our current diaper in chief. So that was fun watching.
Don't even get me started about the esoteric symbolism in history behind the reflecting pool, or whatever they are calling it here.
Yeah, what are we reflecting on, actually?
Well, I'm glad you asked. In that case, they are reflecting Washington's penis. But anyways, true story.
Banhammer
the obelisk.
Sounds like alchemy.
There you go. He gets it.
Oh, man. All right. Let me look at my my notes of doom here. Doom, gloom, depression, technocrat class, corporate state, cathedrals of the new empire. Oh, yes. Surveillance society 2.0. War, no war, war. The autonomous battlefield, the politics of rejection. That's a good one. The politics of rejection. Trump was rejected at the Knicks game. Boo! Met with many boos. And what did he do? He went and shat his pants and took a nap. As far as I can tell.
He sat there and took it and smiled with a shit-eating grin on his face. It didn't catch him by surprise at all, which caught me by surprise.
Can you imagine walking into as the president walking into an auditorium, a packed auditorium with a big game like that, and being met with boo in New York, where you're supposed to be? It's your state. You're very popular. You're very popular there, right? Yikes.
He's not popular there.
No.
It's a big Democrat state, even though he's a New York liberal, but he plays on TV like he's a Republican conservative. He's a New York liberal, and people don't like him.
No, he's popular there with the Friends of Jeffrey network. He's popular there with the mafia. He's popular there with the lobbyists. That doesn't mean you're popular with New York, Mr. President. I hate to break it to you, but that's not really what that means. Mark,
and they lost that game. They lost that game because of Trump's negative energy.
He brought the whole place. He bummed the whole place out. He bummed the whole place out. Those guys are looking to play a game. They're looking to be pumped up when they walk out onto the floor, not have their fans be like, F the president.
They shut down the watch parties. Everybody had to go through TSA style security. It made everybody's life harder. They were supposed to be at this, it costs a lot of money to go to these games. It made everybody's life hard just so this President Camacho can go in there and act like he's somebody that the people like, and nobody likes this fool.
Yeah. And when I said that Trump told them to pour Brondo in the pool, I was just joking, sort of, because what he actually did was ask his team to dump hydrogen peroxide in to beat back the algae. And little did he know, hydrogen peroxide does have the ability to break down cheap shit paint.
Ha
ha. Do you have the guy, the contractor? Do you have a picture of him?
No, I don't. No.
Here, let me send it to you here. Literally, get Camacho. I don't know. He's some type of comic book villain, as our dystopia is getting worse here. Here's a Here's a photo of the contractor, a well-known con man that got a no-bid contract for that job.
Right. I did see a picture of this guy. He has a history of crappy no bid contracts and working with Trump. This is literally a picture of him at Mar-a-Lago. Look at that freaking toupee, you guys. Look at this guy.
This is great. That is the exact type of picture I was hunting for earlier when you were talking about the fat cats. And there's a real one right there. That's insane.
Yep.
He has a felony conviction for bribing a member of Congress.
If that cigar was any bigger, he'd be accused of indecent exposure.
Oh, I see what you did
there. Yeah, so that is Trump donor and Mar-a-Lago neighbor. So could you imagine this guy's your neighbor who got the no bid contract to install a water purification system for the reflecting pool? He has 2 prior convictions, one for bribing a member of Congress and another for an illegal loan that violated campaign finance laws. So no bid contract. Those are, I hate to use the word, but those are problematic in government.
Oh yeah, right down to the local level. If there were a crime for wearing a oversized, impossibly black, dark toupee, then he would also be guilty of that crime.
With an impossible part in it. Was that a double part? Hold on.
Is that real, Ruckus? That can't be real.
This is. I think this might be real.
If it's real, then what the hell? Take my money now.
I'm trying to vet this as I'm looking at this because you can't trust anything these days. But yeah, so, that's at least up there.
For our audio listeners, Adam has this this image on the stage that looks like it's from the Trump store, and it's introducing American flag blue, a piece of history, yours to own, and they're like various sized pieces of flaked paint from the reflecting pool for like, wait a minute, look at those prices. $200 for small, up to $750 for extra large. You gotta be kidding me.
I gotta say, if that's real, I'm buying one because that's innovation in capitalism.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. That's from Patriot Blonde on X, and she's known to.
That could be AI.
She's good, but I don't know if she necessarily vets her sources. I don't know if she made it, but it does. I mean, it looks like it could be a decently made meme. I mean, very well done, but man. The fact that we can joke about that can be a meme, you know, and like people would accept that and believe that that's real says more than anything, I think.
Jabiru Joe says, looks like a used car salesman in a B movie.
Yeah, he does. A bit gordito, as they say in Spanish.
Yeah, muy, not un poco, muy gordito. So they spent $14 million on that pool. I don't know how much of that he got for the filtration system, but oh man. Let's see here.
Wasn't sabotage set up with the algae, and was it the same people that put the 8647 on the rotunda there?
Yeah, we should have someone investigate this. Pam Blondie. Wait, no, she lost her job. That his lawyer should check into this.
There you go, guys. I have an update for you. No, that is not real. The Trump store is not selling pieces of the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool. However, they are apparently selling life-extending reflecting pool algae. No, I'm just kidding.
I hear algae's good for you. You know, you can get it in powdered format. It's great. You know, get all your chlorophylls in.
It comes in Ozempic form. It's a GLP drug now.
TrumpRx.gov.
Spore was telling me that she watched an expose on Ozempic and GLP-1s the other day, and that the synthesis method that they use to create Ozempic and some of these GLP-1s is quite literally from lizard venom.
Synthetic Gila monster venom.
Yeah, dude. Isn't that gnarly? And it like that venom, that actual venom has a crazy amount of side effects, some of which like I've Venn diagrammed over some of the things I've read that Ozempic people are experiencing. And I was like, oh my God, This sounds really bad.
Where death becomes a side effect.
Yeah, exactly.
Trump
I mean-
administration's offering $50 off Ozempic at TrumpRx.gov. So if you're having trouble with paying your grocery bill, go to TrumpRx.gov.
Yeah. Is the prostate acting up?
Oh, speaking of which, there's Spore. Spore's jumping into the show. Spore, do you want to elaborate on what I just said?
Yeah, so I did send you the link of this. It's this doctor that's been studying it for like several years, but it's basically it shuts down your system so like you don't absorb anything into your body. It makes it so that your intestines don't work anymore once you get this lizard venom. And that's why you're not hungry anymore, because your system's kind of like shut down. And he elaborated on this, and there's like all sorts of cancers and stuff like that that go along with the Ozempic. And it's like very highly likely that within 2 years of doing it, you'll have some sort of cancer. And the pharmaceutical companies call them GLP-1 medications, but none of them are GLP-1s. They are just this lizard venom from like somewhere in the southern states that they can find the lizards from.
Okay.
And you can stay skinny when you get the cancer, when you get the chemo. So see, they're helping you stay skinny.
Right. Yeah. So helpful. And of course, and it was just such a trip because I don't know why, but I do watch Hesher's algorithm, and like I keep having David Icke come up on there, and like
That's my fault. I'm sorry.
and I do watch him, and I do appreciate him in a lot of ways, but it's just like it's just a trip like that people are injecting something into their, like, this is something that people put into their own bodies. Like they can get prescribed it and then they just jab themselves in the stomach or something.
And what is David Icke like most been tarnished for? Saying
For
that
the
there's
lizard people.
there are lizard
That's
people.
Exactly. And and he's like, like, I don't know if you guys have like watched any of his stuff recently, but like he's just talking about how we're all in a simulation basically. Lately, that's what he's been talking about. And I just find it interesting that like the people that want to be like the best looking people um are stabbing themselves with venom to look like lizards. Like, I mean, and not to look like I mean, I don't think that's the purpose. I think they're probably just want to have like a thinner body and stuff, but like they look I mean, from my opinion, a lot of people look kind of freaky after they do
The
this
Ozempic
stuff.
face, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And now we're finding out that like it's destructing their bone structures and causing cancers, but at least they look good, right? I mean,
Do they though? I mean, geez, like if you look up like Ozempic face, this, I don't mean to pick on whoever this person is. I don't know for sure that they took Ozempic, but there's bazillions of pictures like this comparing people before and after, to
They don't-
include like famous people that you're used to seeing in movies and TV shows where it's like, oh my God.
they don't look like themselves, in my opinion. And that's, I think I heard you and Ruckus talking about authenticity earlier, and it's just like they just don't look like themselves anymore. It's really sad, frankly.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess, you do you, whatever makes you feel good. But I think that a lot of people are destroying themselves with these pharmaceutical hype modes.
And does the doctor tell you? I wonder. Like, Spore, this kind of begs the question, but like, does the doctor tell you? Yeah, this is a synthetic version of lizard poison. This is what we use as the base for this. Like, and that doesn't quite sound like a selling point. And I've seen a lot of influencers pushing these things, and of course, see all the commercials on streaming services about it. And it's like I've never once seen them. Like, they'll list some potential side effects, real fast. But they don't really tell you what it is.
Well, I don't know. I do not think that they are saying anything about the lizard venom. And I don't even know if they are saying that it's synthetic. And I'm not even sure if it's synthetic or not. Um,
It is. I'm 99% sure it is. Like, they take it from something like that, right? Like, you've got entomologists and botany people and stuff like that, and they're out there looking for the lizard with the craziest poison, and what can we turn it into? Let's figure out what it is on this guy's pores that makes people sick, and synthesize it and see if we can reverse it and make someone well. And if we can't, fuck it, we'll shoot it into people anyways and tell them it will make them well.
okay. Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I haven't like looked into it that far, but I do know that they said that it was like worse than like I mean, it was like worse than the I can't remember which snake it is
Oh, it was
here
like a
in
cottonmouth or something like that, I think.
Yeah, they said the venom is worse than that. Like they said that it was worse than that, and then it just basically like destructed your entire internal system. And then the other thing is, just to dovetail on this. Sorry if I'm gonna digress a little bit, but like there are like a lot of like I watch, when I get stuck on YouTube, I watch women trying to like keep their own and like do their best in life and stuff like that, and they will do what they call micro doses.
Of
And
GLP-1s?
yeah,
Oh.
yeah, and they were
Like
like
they're CEOs or something.
like what?
Like they're CEOs.
Yeah, yeah, like they will microdose the GLP-1s, which are not GLP-1s, because none of them are. That's, I think, the main point of the doctor that I was listening to. They're just lizard venom or whatever, or replicas. And they're saying that you should now shoot them into your neck, because your neck is part of your face. So we need to keep that looking plump. And it was weird because like they weren't even saying that like there was like a improvement on their, I mean, I guess people when they get in their later years get like the gizzards or whatever. It wasn't even like there was an improvement on that. It was just like do your face and then do your neck, because and your chest too. It's just like this like never ending, like you got to do more injections.
I thought GLP-1s like just went into the bloodstream. I didn't. So are you saying they're like marketing them as though they're similar to Botox, where you like put it in microdose it in places that you don't want to get old or
Yeah.
fat?
Yeah. Okay, maybe I don't know, maybe I mix up Botox and GLPs. I don't.
Well, at this point, it doesn't matter because I don't think either of them are very good for you, and people are being lied to, or at least by omission, about the side effects of them.
No, you're totally right. Now that I think about it, it's the Botox that they are telling women to put in their necks and chests.
What's next? Put it on your butthole?
I mean,
Hesher. Informed consent is more hateful than antiseptic speech. All right.
Right. Informed consent is awful. We should not have that. And I have a great example of that. Spore, do you want to add anything else to that? I don't want to switch topics on you if you weren't done there.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, cool. Thanks for joining us. Actually, everybody's glad to see you. People were asking about you on Sunday Wire last week, so glad you dropped in today.
Glad to be here, and I'll be back on video soon.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Spore. Speaking of informed consent, this one also hit the radar this week. This was posted by a lot of people, but in this instance, Bridget Milling posted it. Pfizer has published the list of side effects from COVID vaccine. Oh my gosh.
Say this? Are you allowed to say this?
I don't know. Am I allowed to say this?
I'm telling you, this is more hateful than antiseptic speech.
I don't know. It's like I'm not the one saying it. I'm just, noticing that other
No, you
people
can report on it's hateful.
Oh, so noticing is hateful. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I guess that's me. I am the hater. And look at some of these things. Oh my gosh. Wait, let me just do a quick scroll. 49 thingies here. Goodness gracious. Should I even read these out loud? I mean, there's crazy stuff in there like, brainstem embolism, blood clots. What? I thought that was impossible. Neonatal death? Cardiogenic shock? Oh my gosh, heart failure. That leads to something, doesn't it? Like, nah.
It just means a broken heart.
Not a big deal. What about hemorrhagic encephalitis? That's a word a lot of people don't know, but it's a word we covered on Boiler Room back when people were saying, hey, is it these products that are giving that are causing hemorrhagic encephalitis in young people? I remember that in 2022. I remember having that conversation on this show and having to define to people what hemorrhagic encephalitis is. You don't want to know, trust me. Shingles reactivation, cancer reactivation, turbo cancers, and interstitial lung disease, jugular vein embolism. My goodness, stillbirth, pneumonia, myocarditis is number 35, you guys.
Well, that's just swell.
Are you sure it's not number 33?
You know what's funny, Ruckus? It is number 33 on the list because there is no number 33. Look at that. Look at that right there.
Fucking kidding me.
Is there
Right
13? There. Is there 13 there?
Okay, good question. Because I was walking up some stairs today counting them. There it is. Deep vein thrombosis. Look at that though. 31.
No, 33.
32.
Ruckus, what'd you do with the 33? You
34.
stole it. You stole the 33, Ruckus.
Ruckus, did you know that was misnumbered that way when you asked?
No, but my whole day has been like this today.
Dude, game over, man. This is something's fucked up.
It's because we live in a simulation. They flipped the switch. We slipped into a wormhole.
Yeah. David Icke is right.
I know.
I mean, how else, Hesher? You explain this to me. I'll just say. Otherwise, how the fuck do you explain?
I got nothing.
That they just said, "Hey, we're totally cool if you own one of these and you smoke some of this."
Yeah.
Wait, who said that? Wait, the Supreme Court's of justices said that that might be a violation of our constitutional rights.
Can you imagine?
What the hell is happening?
Can you imagine that? It's like.
So this has got to be a simulation.
They got to be. They gauge the public. They got all the data. They're like, these fools are ready to do something now with torches and pitchforks because we pissed them off so bad. Throw them a bone with Vance, talking like a sane person. Throw them a bone out of the Supreme Court that the flower and the gun are no big deal. They're like, these people are on the edge, ready to overthrow our corrupt asses. We got to throw them some bones here.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a question for Ruckus because since all this UFO shit has been coming out, and I pretty much know your opinion on this, but there are people that are talking about like what is this going to do, and you are mentioning simulation. So like, what does this mean for your Christianity? Because I know you're a devout Christian.
I will give you the shortest possible answer that makes sense to anyone and everyone who hears it, no matter what they believe. If your belief is falling apart because somebody or something presents a new piece of information to you, then your belief wasn't solid enough in the first place, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Like as Hesher said, he's like, if the aliens land here, and even if it's this gray dude kicking me in the nuts, how do I know it's not something that was created in a government lab somewhere? Hey, damn, there you go. Hesher is pretty solid in his belief, and he's going to be skeptical. So I give him credit for that one. But yes, I see a lot of people like we're talking about Steven Spielberg's new movie. They're like, this movie's going to make you question your faith. Well, if it makes you question your faith, you didn't have faith to begin with. See,
Ruckus, yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Ruckus, has any of this disclosure by the government convinced you of anything?
No, I guess not. Not at all.
Me neither.
That's a problem. That's a great question. Alway's right. I know you got to get out of here pretty soon. Go ahead and unmute and give us any saved rounds, final thoughts you may have, and tell us what you're up to. And be sure and send me that link to your article so I can put it on the show page.
Oh, to the Obama library article?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an entire edition of American Free Press. I'll send you the PDF.
Cool.
Yeah, no, not much to say. You guys, I was listening, even though I had to do some things around the house. And nice to see Spore again, even though it's kind of just an image of her. But just good stuff today. Lots of good humor and lots of good lampooning of the system. I think that what we're saying about them throwing a bone to the populace seems to be right on. I'd like to be wrong. I'd like to think that they're actually standing up to the Israeli machine a little bit and this and that. Maybe in some limited ways they are, but the front page of the American Free Press I'm going to send you has a more positive take on Trump's pushback against Israel, written by other editorial members, not myself. But you can take that article as you will when you get that, Hesh. And yeah, there it is. Yeah, there it is right there.
Okay, great. All right, Mark.
But
Mark,
anyway,
will you promise me before you leave that you'll be nice to Obama for Juneteenth?
I don't think I'll have the privilege of meeting Mr. Mystery Man. I'm just going to go over there. I want to get a new camera anyway and go try it out. What better thing to do than take the South Shore train around the bottom of Lake Michigan through Gary, Indiana, through Michael Jackson's hometown, and go over there to Hyde Park, South Chicago, get off at Jackson Park. It's an easy trip from where I'm at. So I'll let you guys know. Like I say, I'll send you a postcard.
All right.
Cool.
From Obama land. It's not actually Chicago. It's Obama land in that part. So.
All right, Mark. Thanks for being here tonight, man.
Yeah, great to be on.
Thanks,
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
Yeah.
You've been missed.
Okay, have a good one, everyone.
All right.
Yep.
There goes Mark Anderson. TheTruthHound.com, everybody, is where you keep up with Mark Anderson. And of course, he's on Republic Broadcast Network, I believe on Wednesdays, either Wednesdays or Thursdays with Stop the Presses. You'll also find him at ukcolumn.org on Fridays. Yeah, we're pretty far into the show here. We're probably into the wind down segment. Spore, do you have anything else you want to throw into the boiler room tonight?
Well, I just want to thank everybody that has put the icebreaker suggestions into
We've had some good ones, huh?
Yeah, seriously, like there's so much good stuff in there, and like I want to address those maybe next week or the following, and thank everybody for, even though I don't like heart and give a funny face for all of them. Wow, I really appreciate them and look forward to talking about them in the next couple weeks.
All right. Excellent. Okay. Thanks again, Spore, for everything you do. We'll see you next week, hopefully. All right. There she goes. What about you, Sam? Anything you want to throw out there? Make sure and shout out Weaponized News and all that good stuff.
I was just trying to find the link. I wanted to end my appearance here, and thank you for having me on. And sorry for being over excited sometimes and jumping over other people's.
No, that's all right. We love it. We love it.
Apologies for that, but yeah, go to Weaponized News. I'm on all of the all your tech platforms for now: YouTube, Facebook, Google, BitChute, Odyssey, all of them. Broadcasting live 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 Eastern, Monday through Friday, Weaponized News. You can find me there. I wanted to end with a good story here, a feel-good story to wrap up this this Friday, this work week.
Yeah.
Over 400 cats were saved from being eaten in Vietnam.
Whoa.
Police in Ho Chi Minh City busted a major pet theft and cat meat trading ring, rescuing over 400 live cats allegedly destined for slaughter and the barbecue. 9 suspects were arrested. That's a report out of the Associated Press. And 40 cats have been returned to their owners.
Aw, I like that some of them got returned to their owners. You know, I try to have a little bit of like, cultural understanding when it comes to eating animals that we commonly consider pets around here. It's like, okay, maybe I just don't get it. I'm not qualified to. There's the article there, by the way, for those of you watching. Thanks, Ruckus. But when you're stealing animals from people to do that for, fuck you, go to jail. That is a good story. Great story. All right, Sam, thanks so much for being here with us tonight. I know it makes for a long day. We appreciate you, buddy. All right, there he goes. Check out Weaponized News, everybody. Ruckus, over to you, man.
Weaponized News. That sounds familiar. Oh, that's right. I also make an appearance on Weaponized News once a week. So, yeah. My weekly appearance you can find at our website, alternatecurrentradio.com, in case you're looking for it under the moniker of Roundabout Ruckus. But luckily, very soon enough, there'll be a little bit more than just me on Weaponized News popping up in that podcast bucket there, Hesher, including an appearance of myself alongside Charlie Robinson for his program, Macroaggressions. So that will be premiering not this weekend, but the following weekend. I'm scheduled to do a sit-down, another one with Jamie Hanshaw, which would make our number 3 in our little AI series we've been doing. And then at some point very soon, I'll be doing something with Bazed-Lit Analyzer. So I'm sure I'll be able to pop that under that bucket there too. And what am I forgetting? Was there anything else new in the world of Ruckus, Hesher? Am I forgetting anything? Oh, that's right. I think I might be doing a brand new show. Like you're like, oh my God, this guy, Ruckus Room, Daily Ruckus, and now Roundabout Ruckus. Ruckus was here. Ruckus Among Us. What's he got now? Now he's going to do the Ruckus Files. Is actually going to be something brand new, a type of content that I've technically never really done before, but have kind of sort of done in various ways, shapes, and forms and pieces. I'm going to do basically the ever popular short form 5 to 10 minute long faceless video type of stuff, but it won't be faceless. I'll have some A-roll footage of myself talking to you like this, but it won't be like what I was doing with the Daily Ruckus, which is going through the news and stuff. It's more like it's kind of going to be like, I don't know if you're familiar with it, the Reese reports. He does a good job, but short, quick hits, informative, make you think kind of stuff. But mine is going to really, really make you think. It's going to be very ruckusy. There'll be a little Rod Serling, Twilight Zone-y, maybe a little Andy Rooney, 60 Minutes, maybe a little Bill Cooper, maybe a little Paul Harvey, good day kind of thing going on. And it will be very well, hopefully, knock on wood, it'll look good. You'll actually be able to sit there and watch the things on the screen happening while I'm talking, and you won't be bored. Okay? So it'll be fun. It'll be entertaining. It'll be something you can actually share with your friends and family members, and they won't ostracize you for it. Okay? So there you go. Make it a a digestible, all audience type of fare, and it's just a perfect outlet for the ideas that I have in my head that I'm like, what am I going to do with this idea in my head? This is going to be the outlet for that. So hopefully I will be premiering that in a couple weeks. So just make sure you stay tuned to where you find all of the Boiler Room and Sunday Wire stuff at alternatecurrentradio.com, and you'll learn all about the Ruckus files when it becomes available. Okay, so there you go. Otherwise, you can find me here, you can find me there, and you can also find me on Sunday Wire. All right. Thank you very much again, Hesher, for having me. It was a blast, but it was a long blast. And I am going to end this one by saying, read everything, listen to everybody, don't believe anything unless you can prove it for yourself using your own research. Ruckus out.
All right. Thanks, Ruckus. Great show tonight. Appreciate everything you do here at Alternate Current Radio. And thank you for joining us. My goodness. Have a whole basket full of Juneteenth zingers, but we're far into this show, so I'm going to leave those in the bucket for next year. And as we wrap up tonight's edition of Boiler Room, it's worth remembering that every generation believes it is living through ordinary times, right up until history proves otherwise. The technologies we've discussed tonight are often presented as inevitable. Artificial intelligence, mass data collection, autonomous system, digital IDs, predictive algorithms, and pervasive surveillance are being sold to the public as the natural next step in human progress. The question we're rarely encouraged to ask is not whether these systems can be built, but whether they should be built, and who ultimately benefits from them. Throughout history, empires have always justified the expansion of power with promises of security, prosperity, efficiency, and stability. Today's empire, this rising new empire, speaks a different language than those of the past. It doesn't arrive on horseback. It doesn't necessarily march beneath a flag. It arrives through infrastructure, platforms, networks, algorithms, and terms of service. The old feudal system required people to depend on a lord for access to land. Oh, Lord Hesher, can I please till your lands? But the emerging digital version asks us to depend on institutions, corporations, and technological systems for access to land, information, commerce, communication, mobility, and increasingly, I must note, as the president of the Social Reject Club, participation in society itself. So whether it's AI-generated realities, expanding surveillance networks, autonomous weapons, political theater, or the growing concentration of wealth and influence among a literal handful of technological elites, the common thread is the same. Power is becoming more centralized, more opaque, and more difficult for ordinary people to challenge. However, history also teaches us another lesson. No system of power is permanent. No empire lasts forever. Every era eventually encounters citizens willing to ask uncomfortable questions, challenge official narratives, and defend principles that seemed destined to disappear. They may not want you to hear this, but the future isn't something that simply happens to us. It's something we help create through our choices, our attention, our communities, and our willingness to remain informed and engaged. So stay curious, stay skeptical, keep asking questions on behalf of Ruckus, Mark Anderson, Sam Chaney, Spore, and everyone here at Alternate Current Radio. Thanks for spending part of your evening with us, and we'll see you next time right here in the boiler room. Good night.
That's it. Go ahead and run. Run home and cry to mama.